welcome back to Crosshair, here on the GDQ Hotfix, the show that brings you runs with bullets. First-person shooters, third-person shooters, shmups, bullet hells, lasers, rockets, grenades, bobbleheads, and shotgun shells. If it's got bullets, you can find it here on Crosshair. My name is Dangerous, I'm your host, and folks, if you go all the way back to episode 1 of Crosshair, way back when, Fallout 3 was actually on our very first episode. We had a runner doing Mothership Zeta, just the DLC, and it was pretty awesome. It was a pretty cool run. And we're bringing Fallout 3 back again today, but this time we're doing everything. And to do that run, we've got Spicy Tacos here, which is a great username, and honestly, now I'm a little hungry. Spicy Tacos, welcome to Crosshair. How are you? Hello, everyone. So sorry, we have a quick little tech issue that we are going to address. But for those of you that are here, as a reminder, we do have PAX West coming up soon. We'll be returning to PAX West from September 4th to the 7th. Big excited for that. If you visit gdq.gg/submit, you can submit your runs to that. And if you visit west.paxsite.com, PAXSITE.com. You can learn more about the event. I'm super excited for that one. And if you're going to be at PAX West, please get your runs in because I'm a newly transplanted resident of the Midwest. I'm no longer on the West Coast. So you have to you have to submit your runs and do it for me. Big excited for that. While we're still working out tech issues, and by the way, claps in chat for our wonderful producer Richard, who seems to be a magician at solving these as they happen. Big claps in chat to Richard. While we're still solving that, as a reminder, if you are not currently in the Games Done Quick Discord, we have a big Discord where we have updates about everything that's happening all across Games Done Quick. We have stuff that's happening with our mainline events, with all of our side events like Black and a Flash and Frame Fatale. So if you want any info about that, you should definitely join that Discord and get the Hotfix Enjoyer role because then you keep up with all the things about Hotfix, and that's also where we post the schedule each week for all of the things that are happening on Hotfix throughout the week. Usually by the time we get to Wednesday, everyone's already seen the schedule. But if it's Monday and you haven't seen the schedule yet, that's about the time roughly when we post the schedule. So you should definitely keep up with the Hotfix schedule in there. And with that, I think we are ready to pass it back to our runner, Spicy Tacos. Are we good to go, Spicy?
Yeah, I think we are good to go this time. Let's try it again.
All right, let's do it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Spicy Tacos, and this is Fallout 3 all quests, DLC quests, and bobbleheads. What does that mean? It means that we are completing all 58 quests that Fallout 3 has to offer, including the 4 DLCs, or 5, 4. Whatever, the DLCs that this game has to offer. And we are also collecting the 20 bobbleheads that are scattered throughout the wasteland. And with me today I have 2 lovely commentators who I will let introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Radioactive, Fallout 3 and New Vegas runner mainly. Yeah.
And hi, my name is Hydrosonics, and I also run Fallout 3 and a bit of New Vegas sometimes.
Awesome. These 2 are very knowledgeable about the game, and I hope that they will correct me and point out the things that I forget to point out, because we have a lot to talk about in this run, because it's 3 hours long. That's why we're here, right? But to start the run, we are gonna load a predetermined save that is made when we first gain control of our character as a baby. So if we're ready on time, we will start in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good luck.
All right, so first off, you're gonna notice that we're gonna be quick loading like this a lot. There are two reasons for that, and the first is to, as you just saw, to skip dialogues when NPCs are just talking out into the air, and the second is gonna be to clip through stuff. But right now we're gonna pick our special stats, which are basically to max out the amount of damage we can take and the amount of speech we have, because we're gonna do a speech check pretty much immediately in the run. So we want our speech stat to be as high as possible. And here you're gonna see a trick called truck push. We basically set up this new cola truck in a specific way, and then when that opens this door, we're gonna push the Nuka-Cola truck underneath him, quick load twice to skip his dialogue, and then push him into the next dialogue trigger, basically just skipping the path, or the amount of time it takes for him to walk to the next trigger. Now we're gonna advance in time and appear as a 10-year-old at our birthday party. But because we are speedrunners, we want to go fast. We're gonna keep holding left and clip through that door. And now we are gonna stop hop. If Hydra, do you want to explain stop hopping real quick?
Sure. So, stop hopping is essentially Fallout 3's version of bee hopping. It works pretty much the same way, except in between each jump we stop, and we hop essentially, and we do a little mouse flick, as you can see here.
Yeah, and it basically makes us so we move about 60% faster than normal. You're gonna see me do it for about 3 minutes in this run, because it's gonna be pushed aside by another glitch. But right now we are taking a photo of us and Dad, a nice family photo, and now we are gonna become a 16-year-old. And apparently in this vault, when you're 16, I didn't get to do this when I was 16, but you get to do a little eye exam by your dad, and you get to take the GOAT test. The GOAT test is, of course, pretty goated, but here's our first bobblehead, by the way. 1 of 20. But the GOAT test is pretty cool, but unfortunately we're not going to take the GOAT test. We're instead going to tell our teacher, Mr. Broch, that the GOAT test is stupid, and then we get to pick our special stats, which are going to be lockpick, explosives, and speech. Because again, we want to have speech as high as possible, lockpick for lockpicking stuff, and explosives to defuse a bomb, which you'll see in a second. But now we're going to wake up as a 19-year-old, right? Guys, right? 19?
Yep, 19.
19. And our best friend in the entire world, Amada, is going to tell us that our dad has escaped the vault, and it's our job to follow him. But we're going to grab these stim packs, and now we're going to do the first of many out of bounds. So when you clip out of bounds by just quick loading, you of course fall out of bounds. But Bethesda has implemented a very cool tech that is called center on cell, which means that when something falls out of bounds, it is reset to a default spot in. There we go. It is reset to a default position inside of the place that you're in. So in this case, when we fall, we just fall a little bit further down that hallway next to Butch, who we are not going to help because he's dumb. And basically the concept of COCs is going to be used a ton in this speedrun to just place us further into a place that we need to go, or place us back at the entrance that if we want to leave a location. You're going to get a lot of repetition of this, but here's another out of bounds. Clip on this little thing and reach this door. And here's another out of bounds, a perfect example of COCs. We clip out of bounds, we fall, and then we spawn right next to the door to the Capital Wasteland. And here is the glitch that we're going to try out. I am not sure it's going to work right here, but we are going to get it one way or the other. This glitch is called Speed Cripple. And what it means is that we want to basically apply crippled movement speed on top of your normal movement speed. And how we do that is we throw ourselves off a rock and then quick load. And then we quick load again. And again. And again. And if we're lucky, that means that our launch of the game is good. We will hopefully get a speed boost. there's a bunch of smaller things you can talk about with Speed Cripple, like how it breaks really easily, but we should talk about that as soon as I get this. Oh. There it is. Perfect. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that was lucky. So, as you can probably tell, I am running a bit faster right now than I was doing before. And as I said, that's because our crippled movement speed, meaning the speed that you are when you have a broken limb, is now applied on top of our normal movement speed. So we're running at about 160% speed. And also right here, we're waiting for a specific trader called Lucky Harith to spawn. There he is, in his beautiful yellow jumper. And then here we're going to do a different glitch called ghost duping. So if you grab a bunch of ammo, and you scroll down a little bit and grab something with high value, and then you hover over the ammo and click on it and press A in quick succession, like that, the ammo moves over, but this window of how many do you want to move is still open. So when I press A again, I will move over 43 Chinese pistols. And that basically just gives me a bunch of store credit, and I can now buy the missile launcher, which we're going to use twice in the run. And you'll see when it comes, when we get to that point. But this is Megaton, the first settlement in the game. They are surrounded. They decide to build their home around a bomb that we now disarmed, because there's a quest here called the Power of Atom, which basically just tasks us with defusing or exploding the bomb. And here is probably the most famous quest in the entire game. It's called the Wasteland Survival Guide. It's a very long quest that tasks you to do pretty much everything in the entire game and just explore the wasteland. But instead we are going to tell her that her dreams are dumb and that she should just give up on them. So that gives us the Dream Crusher perk, and we complete the quest. It's very mean, but it's... I promise it was the right thing to do for the speedrun gods.
This entire time I could have just skipped going to the grocery store and sniping all those ghouls and doing all that. I could have just told her dreams were dumb and did it that way.
Yeah, you can. As I said, it's very, very mean, but if you are a mean person for some reason, you can do that. I guess that makes us speedrunners mean. Whatever. We completed the Power of the Atom quest. We picked up a bobblehead in the sheriff's house. And yeah, now we're on our way. So a lot of things happened that went by super quick, but we'll take it step by step. Again, Speed Cripple. That's the glitch that allows us to basically just run a little bit faster than normal. Also, by the way, there's an auto run feature in this game. That's why I can play with one hand, and it's amazing. But yeah, Speed Cripple. Speed Cripple is, as I said, a glitch that allows you to run about 60% faster. And there are some things you should know about it. One, if the game crashes, we lose it. So we should hope that this very stable game does not crash. It definitely doesn't, I promise. And the second thing you should know is that if you lose it if you get... as I said, you lose it if the game crashes, and you lose it if your legs gets broken. So we also don't want to run into any explosions or stuff like that. And I'm gonna try my very best to not do that and be as safe as possible. But right now we are running towards Arlington Cemetery to grab another bobblehead. I believe it's the Luck bobblehead, right? Someone?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to get there, we go into this metro, and instead of taking the normal way, we're instead just gonna quick click on this corner, and now we're out of bounds. And going out of bounds is, as you can tell, super easy, and it's basically looks like this. You run on top of the cell. But I'll try and walk you through it as we go, because it can get pretty confusing. But yeah, this is Arlington Cemetery. Nothing too much to note. The bobblehead is in a random building on the cemetery. I don't know why you choose to live on a cemetery, but I don't know. I haven't done it, so it might be very nice. I mean, you have people going around, you know, making sure everything is very neat and tidy. But here's the luck bobblehead. And now we're just gonna leave and fast travel back to that metro that we were just at. And now we are gonna run towards the Jefferson Memorial. We're not gonna go into the Jefferson Memorial right now, but we are gonna discover it for later. The first like 20 minutes or so is basically just running in a small loop around the map and discovering a bunch of locations and starting quests that we will have to finish later. And in about 10 minutes or so, we are gonna enter the first DLC, which is going to be the Mothership Zeta DLC. But also here, you might see, oh, we have to swim over there to get to the Jefferson Memorial. But instead of doing that, we can open the map, and then close the map, and then while opening the map and pressing right click, yeah, you get this. This is time stop. And what does that mean? It means it stops time, which means that it stops time. Everything stops, including the check of the game, you know, saying, hey, put the player in a swimming animation. But if you use time stop and go into the water, you just run along the bottom. It's pretty broken. I would say it's one of those that you can use a lot for safety, because it pauses pretty much everything. The only thing it doesn't pause is you running and jumping. That's pretty much the only two things.
Just to expand
Jesus
on that
walked on
as well.
water. He's like, Jesus walked on water, but the vault dweller.
True. What are you gonna say, Radio?
Just to expand on that, the pause ability in time stop is that strong that it actually stops the game from loading. So if you time stop and walk too far away, everything will just stop, and the game most of the time will freeze and just crash, or everything will just teleport to you. The game becomes very broken when you walk too far away.
Yes, so that's very important. If you're gonna do this this glitch at home, just don't do it and walk too far away from where you started it, because yeah, the game will crash. But here's the next settlement called Big Town, and Big Town has a problem. Some super mutants nearby have kidnapped one of their people, I guess, and we are tasked to go rescue them. But as you said, as you saw, we didn't really enter the town the normal way. Just by clipping through some collision, talking to the guy at the front, and he gives you the Big Trouble in Big Town quest. Now the next place we're gonna go to is Arafu. And Arafu has a... Let me know, guys, if I'm getting the lore of this place right. They have a problem with people pretending to be vampires, killing and abducting their citizens. Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. I know it's the most common problem in your life. I know, people pretending to be vampires and abducting people. Jesus.
I was just dealing with this yesterday at my own neighborhood. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's so annoying, and I'm glad Bethesda decided to represent real life in this way in this game. But to start the quest, we have to talk to the guys. Yeah, there's a guy at the front. But if you just walk into these planks, he's going to throw a grenade at you and talk to you from afar, and that's slow, so we're going to use time stop again to walk past the trigger, and now we can just talk to him.
Hang on, you're not one of them.
Evan King, that's his name.
Now what the hell are you?
So now we're just going to talk to him, and we can say, yeah, I'm glad to help, say goodbye, and he wants us to first check up on all the citizens of Arafu. So in here, there's one guy called Ken. And he just basically tells us to go away. Very, very nice guy. Then we're gonna talk to this lady. And then we are going to leave and go into the final house where we're going to realize, oh no, the Wests are dead. Oh no, but there's one member of the Wests missing. And that is what we're going to be tasked to find. Also, Evan likes to run away here for some reason. But yeah, that's Erifu, and you have to do this specifically. Like, you have to talk to Evan King, and you have to check up on the people, because otherwise the guy who has been abducted is just not there. I guess it's kind of like, you know, Schrodinger's cat. Like, if you look at it, the cat dies, but if you don't, he's both alive and dead at the same time. So I guess the guy who got abducted was both abducted and not abducted at the same time. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, that's Erifu. And now we are going to run to Paradise Falls, which is not a great place either. It's a place that's basically ran by slavers, who, yeah, they have slaves. And the guy wants us to to help him enslave some people around the wasteland, but we're not going to do that. We're only going to enslave one person and kill the rest, which are not great options either. But you know, it's we do what we can out here. We have to do it. It's a quest, so yeah. Don't own slaves, guys. It's bad, or something. That's what I've been told, anyways. But yeah, I'll get your slaves, and now we leave. And now on our way to the mothership, Mothership Zeta, which is the first DLC in the game. We are gonna discover one more location, and we are gonna kill a guy called Arkansas for this very quest. Also, I should state that the reason that we kill them instead of enslaving them is because if you enslave all of them, you have to go back and forth to the guy at the front who we got the quest from, Gross. And yeah, that takes a lot of time. So yeah, we're only gonna be enslaving one person. But after that, we're gonna start the Mothership Zeta DLC. And if you're playing this game casually and you want the best weapon in the game, don't enable Mothership Zeta, because completing Mothership Zeta is just unnecessary. You can just go to the start of the DLC and pick up the Alien Blaster, which is by far the best weapon in the game. But of course, Mothership Zeta has quests, and quests is what we're here for. So yeah, we complete Mothership Zeta first because we want to have the Alien Blaster as early as possible. Because, as I said, the Alien Blaster is very good. Also, you will notice me sometimes when I jump up some collision, or I fall from a great height, I will pull out my hands like this. And the reason why I do that is because if your character is in one animation, he won't do another animation. And what I mean is that when you fall from a great height, your guy kind of does a, like, bending up the knees, bracing themselves. Also, that's Arkansas. Goodbye. But yeah, your character just bends his knees like this. It's kind of slow. You could tell that I got kind of slowed down. But if you pull out your hands, or you holster your weapon, or you're in any animation while you're hitting the ground, you won't do that little slow down, bracing yourself animation. So that's just a small micro time save that I'm not sure it saves time. It might just be placebo, but I don't know. I do it, and it at least movements feels a lot smoother.
Yeah,
When
it
you're,
kind of links to another quirk of Speed Cripple, where if you pull your fists out, you go back to the normal movement speed, and that's due to like updating your animation to the point where you don't play the cripple animation. Which, if you go into third person, you see yourself in that cripple animation, even though in first person you don't.
Yeah, it's Speed Cripple is a weird thing, but I on the topic of getting slowed down when you pull your hands out, there is a way to get around it, and I don't know if I want to do it. The thing that removes that little glitch, you can call it, is you have to lose speed cripple and then get it back, which I guess we can try and see if it works, because it will make everything a lot more smooth. But if we just lose speed cripple entirely, that would also not be very good. Welcome to Mothership Zeta, by the way. Casually getting abducted by aliens, I mean, whatever. If you asked me to rank the DLCs, this DLC would be at the bottom. I really don't like this DLC. It's just not
I'm
very
sad.
exciting.
This was my favorite.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
but-
We
okay.
all have the
Everyone's
opinion
allowed to
that,
have their opinion.
Are we
Yeah,
all
we-
of the opinion that I forgot what it's called. Point Lookout is the best.
Yes. I second that. I don't know. This DLC is just not great in my opinion. You don't really do anything. You destroy 3 generators, and especially in the speedrun, because you skip like half the DLC. You destroy 3 generators and push a button like 10 times, and then you're done. You're gonna see what I mean, but it's not the most exciting stuff. But right here we're stuck in a cell, but instead of waiting, we are just gonna clip out of bounds. Come on, there we go. Clip out of bounds and then fall out of bounds and then get put further back. Grab our stuff and then leave. Now we're just basically making our way to the engineering core, which is just basically the main area that you're in for the first half of the DLC. And we're gonna clip through doors just like that. You can clip through those like kind of circular doors. By clipping through the like these doors that slide open is not something we do. Also, here is a small skip you can do. Jump on top of this little thing, then quick load twice, then turn your camera while loading, quick loading, and then you're on top of the cell. This just
Fun
skips
fact, that one clip. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
That one clip probably took about like 5 years for us to find a consistent way to do it. It was known about for that long, but like the original method was just like insanely difficult to do.
Yeah, I knew that when I started running this, I struggled a lot with that one. I just didn't do it for the longest time, but you know, as with everything, with enough practice, you can get it down very easily. Also, this is Sally, by the way. She's very annoying. Luckily, we don't interact with her too much. But now we're just waiting for her to unlock the doors. And there's basically 3 doors here that we're gonna go in and destroy a generator. I don't actually know why we destroy a generator, but whatever. Here's a bit of a newer strat that I believe Hydra found, as with most strats in this game. So we basically clip on top of the cell, and then jump across this little gap. And now we have to clip back in bounds, which is a little bit harder than you might think, but you have to drop kind of down here and then hold forward with some specific timing. So you have to fall and then like time your W input. Let's see if I can do it. Come on. There we go. Perfect. I don't know how much time that saves. Have you timed it, Hydra?
I think it saved around 10, I want to say 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, so something like that. It's enough. It's worth to go for if you're risky, but since this is GDQ, we can afford to do risky, and because I have a bunch of safety strats as well, so we're fine. But yeah, that's the first generator. Not too much to say about that generator. Most of these are just going to be like the cool way to get to the generator, not the generator itself. Like here we clip out of bounds again and fall and get placed further into this place. Then we're gonna clip on top of the cell again, like we did before. So just phase into this thing and then hold backwards, and that gets you on top. Then we're just gonna run all the way to this door right here, and then go over here and do the same thing, flip out of bounds, and then fall and COC right next to the generator. So also to destroy a generator, you have to interact with these 3 little cylinders or coolant switch, which I guess is cool. I don't know why they designed it this way, like press these 3 things to blow everything up, but I don't know, I'm not an engineer. But yeah, we have to wait here until this explodes before we can interact with this teleporter. So like that. Then we leave. There we go. Flip to this door, and then we leave. Then here we're gonna go into the final place, or the final place for the generators, which is the robot assembly. So we're also gonna pick up these alien epoxy, which are basically small repair kits, because since we're gonna use the alien blaster the entire run, we want to be able to repair it without having to go to a vendor or something. So also here it looks like a dead end, but of course we just clip through this wall, and we're in the like final part of this place. Normally you have to go like, yeah, you have to go a really long detour to get over here, but luckily we can just clip through walls in this game. Interact with the 3 coolant switches again. And then we're gonna run up these steps to grab some more alien epoxy, the weapon repair kits. And then we're just gonna drop down here and clip out of bounds to COC back to the main, the exit. Then here, teeny tiny optimization I found like a month ago. You don't have to talk to Sally, even though it says that you have to. Instead, you can just go in here, clip on top of the cell again, and interact with this door. And now it's time for the spacewalk, which here we'll actually have to start stop hopping again, because for some reason speed cripple does not apply when you're spacewalking. At least no, it doesn't. But yeah, during this spacewalk, we have to interact with these 3 exposed panels to repair the ship. Or I'm not totally sure. I kind of close my eyes when I play this DLC. Sorry, Dangerous. But yeah, that's Among the Stars for you. Not too much to say, but that's the only like side quest in this DLC.
So there was a question in chat about which DLC is the fastest to complete. I would assume it's this one, but I actually don't know.
I would say it's this one, because as soon as you get into this area that we have been in, you can just fall out of bounds and interact with this teleporter. If I can do it. There we go. And that teleporter just puts you into the final area of the game, or the final area of the DLC, which is the bridge. So yeah, it can be completed very, very quickly. But yeah, we just kill all of these aliens. There we go. And then we press this button to maximize our damage output. And then we just basically wait for our companions to show up. This fight, or not really a fight, it's you stand here and you press this button when it lights up 10 times and then you win. Pretty much. And we're fighting another spaceship, so this is why I'm saying that this DLC is just very anticlimactic. Like, you have a spaceship here and you can operate a spaceship, like, let us fight it in a cool way, but no, we just stand here, press a button and win. But there is some RNG here. Like, for example, the aliens that are still on the ship can cut out the power, And if they do, you have to run to those 2 buttons over there, and there's 2 buttons over there as well. You have to interact with all of them, and then the button lights up again. You can interact with it. It's like teeny tiny time loss if it happens, but it's RNG.
Just going back to the fastest DLC, I think maybe Anchorage without doing all quests might be quicker, because there is a gigantic skip on that DLC, which just skips like 90% of it. But in this run, at least, we don't use that.
Gotcha. I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's I don't know though. I would say these two are kind of tied. I don't know though.
They could be tied. We'll say they're equally fast as each other.
I mean, I'm gonna probably say something controversial. Those 2 DLCs, Anchorage and Mudship Zeta, are probably on par on my ranking as well.
Wow.
I don't like either one.
I like Anchor. I mean, in fairness, I like all of them except the pit. So
I like the pit. The pit was just really short. I wish it was longer.
The only issue I had with the pit was the performance was really bad for me when I played it. I was getting seconds per frame instead of frames per second. If not for that, I would have liked the pit. So yeah.
Yeah, as you can tell, there's a lot of controversy on which DLC is the best and worst. At least most of us can agree that this one is a stinker.
Boo.
Yeah, sorry.
Mothership Zeta slander on my show.
But yeah, that's the end of this DLC. We blow up the spaceship. Sally comes over to talk to us. It says, yeah, you can go back home. We're like, okay. Thank you. Then we level up. And we leave.
I think perhaps the more controversial opinion that I think most of us will share is that Dead Money is the worst Fallout New Vegas DLC.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Thank
No.
you.
No. Wrong. Incorrect. I refuse.
I'm sorry. 90% of us would agree.
Okay, look, we can say that Old World Blues is the best because that obviously it's the best. But Dead Money is a close second. Dead Money was hard. Like, don't get me wrong, it was brutally hard, but it was so good.
It's hard, but not fun hard. It's just
It's
just like, get me out of here.
Nah, clearly, like, there's a lot of opinions around Fallout DLC.
Yeah, but I think that is the most debated topic, which Fallout New Vegas DLC is the best and worst. And there's only, I mean, everybody is entitled to opinions, even if they're wrong. Like, for example, Dead Money being the best, or at the top.
Boo.
Or any spot above the worst.
It's my opinion.
And that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, that was the Mothership Zeta DLC. We grabbed an alien blaster, and we currently have 164 rounds, which is all we're gonna have for the entire game. So we better not waste it. And we grabbed a bobblehead at Greener Pastures, and now we are entering Vault 92. And in Vault 92, we are gonna first off grab these fusion batteries, and I'm also gonna grab these stims that are in here. Perfect. And then not get blown up by that mine. Then here we're gonna do some out of bounds shenanigans to get to the Stradivarius, which is a violin. And it's a violin that we need to turn in for a quest called Agatha's Song, which you might be thinking, like, yeah, we should turn it into Agatha, but no, we're not gonna do that. Because, again, we're mean, and because it's just not fast. It's faster to do it to a different guy. But yeah, a bunch of out of bounds and COC stuff there to get placed back at the entrance. And also, I just want to demonstrate how powerful the alien blaster is. 2 shots to a Deathclaw, and a headshot to a Deathclaw is enough to kill it. So this weapon is really powerful. Although I wish I didn't stop because I took a lot of damage, but that's besides the point. The point is it does a lot of damage, and that's good. The only thing about not only the alien blaster, but every single weapon and combat yeah, every time you engage in combat in this game, the accuracy is absolutely terrible. It's you think that aiming towards yeah, pointing at something would hit that thing, but it really doesn't. Also, this is bad RNG. There's yeah. To explain why I killed that guy, we have to talk about random encounters. So random encounters are just basically spots in the wasteland that just pulls from a table of random things that can happen. It can be a guy who runs up and talks to you. It can be a super mutant. It can be a bunch of Brahmin. It can be anything. And sometimes you don't want to engage in those random encounters, but they force you to. Like that guy. That guy forces you to talk to him. So that's why I killed him. Also here, Republic of Dave. Cool place, I guess. We grab a bobblehead and leave. There's probably some lore stuff around Republic of Dave that I don't know, that probably one of you know a lot better. I don't know though.
I mean, it's a very funny section because he has elections to vote for the president of the Republic of Dave, and he's the only candidate every election because no one else is allowed to run.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like the North Korean there. But I guess the people are happy, or they're happy, you know. I don't know. I don't get involved. I just want my bobblehead and go. But now that we have that bobblehead, we are now running towards Canterbury Commons, which, following the theme of interesting everyday problems in society, Canterbury Commons has a problem with which superhero or supervillain, I guess, should be the ruling supervillain of the town. So there is a feud between the Mechanist and the Antagonizer, which, yeah, they are two people who dress up in costumes, and they fight each other, and the people basically suffer. So we are tasked to basically solve their problems. But that is not related to this place. We're just gonna kill this guy. There we go. That was Hannibal Hamlin. He is related to a completely different quest that we are basically not gonna do anything with. He's just kind of a leader of a resistance group, and if you kill him and then talk to his opposition, you finish the quest. I think it's a pretty long quest normally, but just running up and killing someone and then running away is pretty much the fastest way to deal with pretty much any issue in this game related to quest, anyways.
Ironically as well, we don't complete that quest for like another hour and a half, so it becomes a long quest.
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though it's,
yeah.
one of the quickest to complete.
True. Yeah, it becomes a long quest, even though we basically do nothing related to the quest. But these are the supervillains, by the way. We're gonna kill one of his robots to make the quest giver, Uncle Ro, run up to us.
Are you all right?
He's gonna ask us if we are all right, I guess. Then we're gonna accept his quest. And to settle this this feud, we're not gonna talk anything out. We're just gonna run up, kill the Mechanist, kill his companion robot, then go in and go back out, talk to Uncle Ro, and we'll say, yeah, it's all done now, don't worry about it. And he will thank us, and we finish the quest. Very, very cool. Wouldn't recommend trying this in real life. I'd recommend talking to people to solve your in real life quests.
I thought he was a superhero, and he just died like that. Not very super. But
yeah, it was a lie. It was a lie. Here we take lockpick and toughness. Also, we haven't talked about skills or perks at all. But basically what we're doing is we're maxing out lockpick to begin with, then speech, then repair. And then from there, it really doesn't matter. The only perk that's really worth noting is the strongback perk. Because the strongback perk gives you another 50 pounds of carry weight, and because of the amount of quests that we complete and the rewards that we get, we're gonna get over encumbered very easily. So having that extra carry weight just saves us time by not having to drop a bunch of stuff. But now we're in this vault, Vault 108, we're going to hold backwards, and we're going to be treated to the best lines in video gaming history. Wait for it. There it is. Gary. Welcome to the Gary Vault. Gary. But also say goodbye to the Gary Vault, sadly. We went in, grabbed a bobblehead, jump and interact with this door, and we leave. Goodbye, Gary, and goodbye, Vault 108.
Any Garys in chat?
Any Garys? But yeah, the next location on our list is the National Guard, which also houses a bobblehead. Which bobblehead is this one, guys? I don't know.
That would be the small guns bobbleheads.
Small guns. Awesome. Pretty much an essential one, if you ask me. When I play Fallout, I always level up small guns. So I would also come here immediately if I were you. But National Guard is a pretty dangerous place and has it pretty locked down very tightly. But as you probably guessed by now, with the power of quick saving and quick loading, we are going to be able to reach the door with no problem. We're also going to grab a bunch of missiles because we're going to use it for a pretty... It's not a very new strat, but it's a pretty cool strat that's not really been implemented before. But that's like an hour and 30 minutes from now. You'll see it when we get to it. Also, we want to check vending machines. Nuka-Cola vending machines has a 10% chance to spawn a Quantum, and we really want to find a Nuka-Cola Quantum, so we're going to be keeping an eye on those. But we're going to run over here, jump on top of this toolbox, then look in this direction and quick save quick load a bunch of times. And if we keep quick save quick loading, we can reach this door. And now we are inside the very locked down armory. Just like that. There's a bobblehead here. Yeah, small guns, you were right. And then a bunch of missiles. With those two collected, we just leave. Then clipping on walls like this is really difficult. You probably won't get through, but clipping on stairs, on the other hand, is pretty easy. As you can see, you kind of just face through it like butter through a knife. It's pretty nice. But with that done, we're going to fast travel to the Jefferson Memorial that we discovered like 30 minutes ago. But now we are finally going to clear it out when we have the weapon that can one-shot pretty much everything. I'm also feeling now that I want to try and get Speed Cripple again so I can move at Speed Cripple speeds. I guess we can try it as soon as I leave the Rotunda here. But yeah, basically we're just running around this place killing all the super mutants. Or centaurs, I guess. Okay, let's try it right here. So I leave here to get a autosave. So we have an autosave right there. Then we are going to load this save that we made on top of the rock. Because, surprise, surprise, Speed Cripple is carried through saves. Which is very nice. Which means that we can now fall off, break our legs, and then try and get it once again. And I think I got it. Yeah, we got it. Perfect. And now we can run around with our weapon out and run at Speed Cripple speeds, which is very nice. It feels just like home again. But in the basement here, we are just going to clip through here, then fall out of bounds, and COC, yeah, here, at that pipe. Kill that guy, kill that guy. And as you can see, we just one-shot everything. There's pretty much nothing in this game that we can't one-shot, except for, well, the Mechanist, as you saw, because he took 2 shots. Death Claws and Super Mutant Behemoths, I believe, are the only things that can't die with 1 shot. So, yeah, pretty much everything. Then to get out of here in the quickest manner, we jump into this little notch, and we try and clip out of bounds. There we go. And we leave. Now it's time for downtown DC. So downtown DC is basically just a bunch of museums and a bunch of memorials, like the Washington Memorial or the what's it called? The Lincoln Memorial and the National Archives. The National Archives is interesting because for a later quest, you will be tasked to steal the Declaration of Independence, the actual document, which is pretty cool. But for some quests, it's faster to grab the thing that they want you to collect before you go and see them, because otherwise, of course, you would have to go there and then go to the place where you get the stuff and then go back to them. So you just save yourself one trip if you get the stuff beforehand, which is the basic idea around this route. Also, welcome to the metro system. The metro of Fallout 3 is pretty it's a lot. I easily get lost when I'm in the metro, but luckily we're not in the metro for too long. We're just gonna be in here for a couple of times in the run, and then we are gonna leave out into the mall. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Guys, no.
Yeah.
The National Mall, yeah.
Thank you. Giving me the silent treatment. I was like, okay, am I that
Sorry,
wrong?
I try to keep my mic muted when I'm not talking. That way, I don't get any background noise leaking through.
Yeah. Also, here's a cool strat. We want to reach that door up there, but how do we reach it? Well, we go into third person, and we jump, and we should be able to reach the door. Let me step forward a little bit more. There it is. You'll see a couple of times when I go into third person and reach things that shouldn't be able to be reached. Radio probably knows better than me, but it's like the third person is pretty broken, right? It's pretty weird.
I think it's just your camera has a different hitbox, so you can sometimes go through walls, but it's not a glitch though, so don't worry about that.
It's true.
It can be used in glitchless runs.
True. We settled it. It's a fact. But you might be wondering, why did I even go into the Museum of Technology? Well, there was a Virgo dish that was waiting for me in there, and that Virgo dish is related to the quest Galaxy News Radio, which is also a quest that you probably have gotten if you followed the main story. It basically tasks you to go into the Washington Monument and install a better satellite dish to enhance the like radio output of a Galaxy News radio station. But if we go in there and put it and install the Virgo dish now before we talk to Three Dog, the character who runs Galaxy News Radio, the quest will break. He will turn mute, like literally. He won't talk to you if you try to talk to him. So you can't complete the quest. So that's why we have to go there first and talk to him, and then we can install the dish. But here is the Lincoln Memorial. We're gonna talk to this guy called Leroy, and we're gonna pass this one speed check with him, and then we're gonna tell him that Hannibal Hamlin is dead. That's the guy we shot earlier, and that completes that quest. It's just like that. Tell him that the guy is dead, and you're done. Then here we're gonna discover the Museum of History, and now we're gonna run towards the National Archives. And the National Archives is a place that's filled with super mutants, and also there's a super mutant outside here. Fastest way to kill him if you miss your shots is to blow up this this bus, but if you get too close to it when it explodes, you die. So, yeah, it's kind of risky. But yeah, we just want to go downstairs here, and then go to the store to get to the sub-basement. Then here it's very important that we use time stop to get past here, because there's a lot of super mutants, especially in this hallway. So, and if they shoot any shots in that hallway, it's all gonna blow up, because there's a bunch of flammable gas. Also here we're gonna do a bit of an out of bounds. So we clip on the stair right there, and we try and reach this pile of rubble. Got it first try, no way. And then you can jump on top of the cell. Skipping a bit of a windy corridor. Doesn't save a huge amount of time, but it looks pretty cool. Then when we enter the strong room, we want to shoot Button Gwyneth and grab his code to unlock all the strong rooms. Then here is another instance of the third-person camera thing. You can just open the door and interact with that safe behind it, but you can just go into third person and reach the safe. And yeah, in that safe is the Declaration of Independence. Pretty cool. Then, of course, when we leave this place, we're just gonna flip out of bounds again to get put right back at the entrance. Also, that bus just blew up for some reason. But now we're gonna go to the Super Duper Mart. And from here we are gonna run to Bethesda Ruins for for another bobblehead. Surprise, surprise. And that's gonna be bobblehead number 8. So if you've been keeping track in chat and wondering if you got it right, you got it right. If you said that this one was gonna be number 8. I just got sniped by a raider, because of course I did. For some reason, I feel like enemies have... I don't know what it is, but they have some kind of fixation with your head, and they hit your head 99% of the time when they shouldn't be able to. So your head gets broken way more often than any other limb. Except when you have speed cripple, of course, because then only your legs blow up or break when you don't want them to.
NPCs played Quake Live confirmed. They only go for headshots.
Only go for headshots. But yeah, this is the Bethesda Ruins. Not a very interesting place. But here, when we leave this place, we're going to do a very interesting glitch. That's also pretty new. And it's called Interaction Cancel Fast Travel. Bit of a mouthful. Essentially what it means is that when you go from one place to another, so right now we are indoors, and when we leave this, when we interact with this door, we're going to be outside. But you can interrupt this process by either pausing. Do you mind? By either pausing or opening the Pip-Boy. In this case, we're going to pause. And if you do that with some good timing, you will be able to fast travel immediately. Even if there's enemies around, you can fast travel. Even though that's normally not something you can't do. So first you have to load the area that's outside and go back in. Then if I pause and press E, I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. So, as you can see, I was able to fast travel even though there were still enemies around. That is like the most useless application of the glitch. If you don't get it first try, it doesn't save time. But there will be one spot later on where it will save more time. I think maybe like 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
It's most useful in Fallout New Vegas to skip the entirety of Old Blues in like a minute, or maybe even less time than that. That was like probably the most recent like big find in the Fallout world.
Yeah, with that same glitch, you are able to skip the entirety of Old World Blues in Fallout New Vegas, which is pretty insane. You spend more time watching cutscenes than you are actually playing the game.
And it's a French cutscene to make it even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Also, these are the vampires that I talked about before, or wannabe vampires. And we killed Vance, who is basically the leader of this place, and he has Ken West, or whatever his name is. Ian West. He's the guy who's been held captive, but it turns out that he wasn't held captive. He wanted to become a vampire, or whatever, join their cult, but we said, no, don't do that. Go back to Evan King in Arafu, and he said, okay, fine. I know my parents are dead, but whatever. I guess I live out my days in Arafu. Also, I'm trying to clip out of bounds here, and it's not really working. Thank you, Hydra, for discovering this. There we go. Then we're just gonna leave and fast travel back to Arafu. And then talk to Evan King. And he will say the heroine of the day, and we will say, okay, thank you. And goodbye. And that finishes Blood Ties. Then we want to go into Evan King's house, because he has a bobblehead. The repair bobblehead. Then we want to fast travel to this place to be put closer to the next location. That's probably my least favorite location in this entire run, which is Vault 106. It has nothing to do with the NPCs or the lore or anything like that. It's just because in the speedrun, to get in, you have to clip through the enormous vault door cogwheel. Yeah, it looks like a cogwheel basically, but it's a vault door. And I have a really hard time with it. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, we have a backup strat we can do. Let's see how many tries this take. It took... Okay. It took one. Now you won't believe me, but that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
But has it happened before?
It has happened before. It has happened. It has. But it doesn't happen very often. Yeah, sorry guys. But yeah, that was very lucky. We might be en route for a gold split here, but we'll see. But anyways, we went in, we grabbed a bobblehead, and now we're leaving. That's very close to a gold, by the way. Sag. Also, these guys are really annoying. Because we are such a bad person in the wasteland, I don't think we are, we're just speedrunners, but these guys show up and they basically want to kill us and restore order to the wasteland. Bounty hunters, you can call them, and they will try and kill us. And it's just completely random if they spawn, but I think their chance increases if the worse your karma is. And I do see them pretty regularly, so I guess my karma is just really bad. All the time.
This wouldn't have happened if you didn't tell Moira that her dreams were stupid at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you're probably right. Sorry, Moira. Although I'm not too sorry, because she has killed a lot of runs. You know, when you leave the vault, you get speed cripple immediately. You're like, yes, I'm finally on some. I have a chance, and then Moira just crushes your dreams of, you know, getting a good run going. Because
that's fair. Moira kills runs, you kill other people. It's the same thing. So.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I think it all evens out. I think we'll all go to heaven eventually. But now we are gonna run towards Evergreen Mills, which is a raider encampment that I don't know how, but they managed to capture a behemoth, a super mutant behemoth. I have no idea how, but it's there in a cage. We're not gonna see it, but I thought I'd let you know if you wanna see it. Instead, we're gonna jump on a bunch of rooftops to reach the door. And inside is, of course, another bobblehead. For a little bit now, for like the next, I don't know, 7 minutes or so, we're gonna keep collecting a bunch of bobbleheads. For every single one of these locations. But yeah, we're just on top of this rooftop and then jump into this little alley. Then enter this place, then hold backwards and jump to reach this door a little bit faster. There we go. Also in here is a raider with a either missile launcher or a flamer. We'll see what it is. I'm gonna bet it's a missile launcher. It was a missile launcher. So if she has a missile launcher, you want to kill her because explosion's bad. But that's the bobblehead, and to leave this place in the quickest way, we want to clip out of bounds. We want to clip out of bounds. There we go. And then we get put at the door again, and then we leave. Now here is also a place that has killed a bunch of runs. You want to get up this very steep hill, but if you clip inside of these rocks, you have a high likelihood of not being able to get out. That went pretty well though. You can also get stuck a bunch of rocks edges, like you just aren't able to jump for some reason. But that went fine. Next, we're gonna discover Smith Casey's garage. We're not gonna go there just yet. And if you've played this game before, you know that this is the place where your dad is held captive in a simulation, like an actual simulation. I'm not kidding. He is. He's a dog in that simulation, by the way. Which, I mean, yeah, suffering. So we need to save him. And it's very convoluted the way we save him. I've never been able to wrap my head around it, but you'll see exactly what I mean when we get there in like 5 minutes. But for now, we're gonna go into this unmarked location. There's a rock here that you can interact with. It's part of some unmarked quest with these two guys, or something. I don't know. They have a bobblehead, and we want to grab it. And that was bobblehead number 12. By the way, for those of you who are keeping track. And now we are going to go into the Yaoguai tunnels. And as you can imagine, the Yaoguai tunnels, they have a bunch of Yaoguais. But when we're in there, we are just going to grab a bobblehead and then leave. And then from there, we're going to discover Little Lamplight. And I think when we discover Little Lamplight, that will be a perfect place to take a break.
Sure.
But first, we're just gonna run in here and clip in this little corner. Then jump on top here to be able to reach this door. I don't know which bobblehead this one is. It's not small guns, it's not luck, it's not strength.
This one is the sneak bobblehead, I think.
Really?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sneak. Good one. Good call. Then yeah, just clip in that corner, face west to be facing the door. Then hold backwards and clip in this corner. Oh, I had it. Sometimes the game likes to push you back in if you get out. Come on. There we go. And yeah, that's the Yaoguai tunnels. And Little Lamplight is just a stone toss from here, which we will go to in a while. We won't go in there right now because we have to do a bunch of story quests before we are able to go in there and finish everything up properly. But it's not gonna be done properly anyways. You will see in like an hour. The story will be very broken and nothing will make sense, but I mean that's Fallout 3 for you. Nothing makes sense, and things are broken. But this is Little Lamplight, plays around by kids, for some reason, but it's cool enough, I guess. But we will discover it and fast travel to Smith Casey's garage, and that will be our place to pause for right now.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, so folks, we like to take breaks here at the GDQ Hotfix with these longer runs, just to promote health and wellness and make sure that, we're not doing anything unhealthy. So this is going to be our opportunity to let you stretch your legs, get some water, do all the things you got to do to take care of yourself. And we will be back with more Fallout 3 in just a little bit. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix and to our run of Fallout 3 all quests, DLC quests, and bobbleheads with spicy tacos. So Spicy, take it away.
Yeah, So we just left off where we just discovered little lamplight, and now we're gonna go into Smith Casey's garage and Vault 112. So yeah, in 3, 2, 1, let's continue. So Smith Casey's garage, key location for the story, and the reason why is yeah, your dad is basically held captive in here. Also, by the way, new vault door here. I was gonna say easier to clip through, but of course I don't get it. Let's see. Come on. There we go. I promise that door is easier to clip through than the last one, even though it didn't look like it. This RoboBrain is gonna talk to us to give us some armor. We're just gonna drop some armor to, yeah, not be carrying too much, and put on the vault suit that it gave us. Then interact with this lounger, and then sit down to enter the simulation that our dad is in. And how we're gonna get him out is very convoluted, so bear with me. He is stuck in a simulation of this like kind of ideal world with, you know, no pain, nothing's really going on, and the way to get out is by killing everybody for some reason, because if you die you get kicked out. But the way to do it is to summon a bunch of virtual communists that kill everybody, and that saves your dad. And to activate the virtual communists, you have to do this little combination. There we go, and that spawns a computer, and then you can access the Chinese invasion, failsafe, document, and then the Chinese invasion.
I forgot it was gonna make that noise, and I swear I thought my doorbell rang downstairs.
But yeah, when you do that, the exit spawns, and we are out. And now we stop hop over to Dad. And if you've been following along so far, you know that we had the glitch Speed Cripple earlier, but we have now lost it. Probably because when you go into the simulation, you turn into a child. So now we have to load our save that we made on top of a rock earlier to try and get it back. Let's see how long this takes me. Probably a long time. That's my guess. I might get it first try here though, just because I said that. If I can break my leg. Did I? Okay. Got it first try. That is that's pretty luck. Again, it has happened before, but it doesn't happen very often. So I'm very happy that went smoothly. Now, when we leave, we're gonna have this weird black and white effect. Don't worry, it's just temporary. It will go away. But now we're gonna run to probably the most dangerous location in the entire game, the Dunwich building. It's a place that's filled with ghouls and basically labyrinth-like hallways and rooms. And the end kind of, what do you call it? The end gift? No, the end reward that you get is is bobblehead. It's a bobblehead. But we are not going to do any of that because you can reach the door from downstairs when you're not supposed to. It's going to be another instance of this sort of going into third person and spinning the camera around to reach stuff that you shouldn't be able to. That we've used a couple times, and we're gonna keep using because it saves time. I don't know what to tell you. But before we go to the Dunwich building, we are gonna discover the Rockland tunnels. It's a location that we will go to in about an hour and a half. It's a location related to the DLC Broken Steel. That, since we haven't loaded up the DLC yet, we're not in that stage of the game. There's nothing here. But we're gonna grab the fast travel location for now, which is just over here. And also, if you don't know, Broken Steel is a DLC. Unlike most of the DLCs in the game, it doesn't. Unlike some DLCs that add like weapons and stuff like that, that DLC adds basically what happens after you finish the game. So you finish the game and then you get straight into Broken Steel, which I think is very cool. Which is also why I think Broken Steel is one of the best DLCs in not only Fallout, but Fallout 3, but the entirety of Fallout. To be honest, I don't know. That might be a hot take, but it's just really cool. I like it. But here, Dunwich Building. Scary place. Ooh, I know. But up there is the door we need to reach. And we go up to this wall, go into third person, then look up, and you can reach the door. And here's the bobblehead. Yippee. Melee weapons bobblehead.
Wow. That's awesome.
It's really silly that you can just grab it like that. I guess they didn't intend it to be that. Of course, they didn't intend it to be that way. But there is actually a glitchless way to do it. You just have to do some very precise jumps and stuff. But luckily we can glitch and we can do that. But here, dump our points into speech, and then grab, nothing here really matters, grab Daddy's Girl, why not? And also here we're gonna bind our equipment. So, bind Alien Blaster, the Shish Kebab, the Mesmetron, Missile Launcher, and Stim Packs. So, the Shish Kebab, we got it from Vance earlier, the leader of the vampire cult or whatever. And it's basically a flaming sword, which is really cool. And the Mesmetron is basically the weapon that we got close to the beginning of the run when the slaver tasked us to enslave people. It's basically a manipulation weapon. It has some cool side effects when you use it against enemies. Like it can make them attack their own people. It can make their head explode. It's kind of fun to use. Just the ammo is very expensive though. But unfortunately, we're only gonna use it once. And when you use it on this one person, it's the same outcome every time. And she is in this building, which is the Tenpenny Tower. The Tenpenny Tower has a ghoul problem, like most places in this wasteland, apparently. And you can choose either side with the ghouls or side with the people who just want you to kill all the ghouls. We're gonna side with the ghouls. Because, one, it's fast, and it gives us a special reward. That we'll see in just a second.
It is also the correct way to do this quest.
Yes, it is the correct way to do this quest, 100%. Also, the person that we want to interact with is not here. Is that you? No? No? There she is. Get over here. No! Hello.
Hey. Whoa.
Yeah, hey. There we go.
Whoa.
Then we just put a collar on her and tell her to go to Paradise Falls.
Where?
Oh shit. Okay, wait, I have to do that again. Yeah, as you saw, she became angry with me.
Would have
Oh shit.
was.
There we go. She became angry with me. Of course, I don't blame her. But the reason why that's really bad is because you won't be able to fast travel in a little bit. So you have to enslave her and then wait 1 hour to just make her go away. Then here we are going to shoot... There's a locked door here, we can't open this, but there's a generator on the other side, so if you shoot a missile in that corner, it blows up the generator and this door unlocks.
Nice.
Very nice. And then you have to go out and go back in, and then you can talk to this guy, Roy Phillips. He's a ghoul, and he's part of the ghoul... Yeah, the ghouls. And he just wants us to take over Tenpenny Tower. And to do that, we have to unlock the door to the sewers where the ghouls are hiding. So we have to kill the guy at the front there, Chief Gustavo, and grab his key. So we can then unlock this door in the back and then go back out. Then we can fast travel right away. Perfect. Then fast travel, and then Roy Phillips is standing here talking to us, ready to talk to us, and he gives us a mask, a ghoul mask. It's just a mask that lets you, if you wear it, ghouls won't attack you, which is very cool. And we will have to use it when we get to the Point Lookout DLC. But for now, we're gonna interact with the worst character in the entire game, Brian Wilkes. The reason why Brian Wilkes is really annoying is because he doesn't show up at the place we want him to show up sometimes. And you have to talk to him to finish his quest. Yeah, which can be very annoying. And what is his quest? It's a quest called Those, and it's basically a quest related to ants in the metro system. And he just wants you to take care of them. So he can, I guess, be down there for some reason. Feels a bit unsafe for a kid, but I don't know. I don't live in this wasteland. I don't know how the structures work.
I love how you're like, this is the most annoying character in the game. It's a child, by the way.
Well, I don't know. Those two might be correlated somehow. I don't know though. But we have to clip out of bounds here to be placed into the actual metro system. And then we're gonna meet a different character down here called Lesko. He's basically just a scientist who wants to do science stuff on the ants instead of killing them. So here you get a choice, either side with him or the kid. We're gonna side with the kid, so yeah, we have to kill Lesko, take his terminal password, and then go in here. And the reason why we needed to grab his password is because he has a terminal down here set up so you can just interact with it and kill all the ants in an instance. Again, I don't really understand the logic. He wants to do science and not kill them, but he has this thing going on. I don't know. But either way, here's the terminal. Also, don't mind the ant queen. Ew. Then clip out of bounds and then fall out of bounds and spawn back here at the door. Then hold S and D to clip out of bounds and fall back to the beginning. Jump into this corner and come on. There we go. Flip out of bounds and then fast travel back to Marigold Station, and then Brian should, there we go. Brian is right outside waiting for us. This is what I mean. Sometimes he's not here. That is what's annoying. But that went very smoothly. And now it's finally time for the second worst DLC in the game, Anchorage, Operation Anchorage. Yeah, it's in what do you call it? Like a DLC where you're basically just in a simulation the entire time, simulating the. We're talking about lore here, by the way. When the Chinese first invaded the U.S., they invaded Anchorage. Guys, am I getting the lore right?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, something like that. It's basically the first conflict between the U.S. and China, and that takes place in Anchorage. So that's where we're heading in a simulation. But to get there, we have to go down here, flip into this, or go into this door. And then we will pop out at Bailey's Crossings. And when we go out here, there will be a character who wants to talk to us. But as discussed earlier, if you're in an animation, certain things don't interact with you until you finish the animation. So I'm just going to pull out my hands, and I'm going to start punching past this NPC, and she just won't talk to you. Then clip on this beam to go out of bounds. A lot of out of bounds things in this game. There we go. Then up this pile of rubble. Oh, come on, there we go. Then jump here. No, I guess. Try it again. There we go. And then we go into the Outcast's base, outpost. Outcast outpost. And here we are just waiting for an elevator ride to finish, but instead of doing that, we can clip on top of this railing and into here and then fall. Then You're supposed to talk to this person, but you can just kill her. Take the suit that she gives you, put on the suit and the ghoul mask, I guess. I didn't mean to, but now we have the ghoul mask on. And yeah, this is the beginning of Operation Anchorage. So, Operation Anchorage can be finished in about, I'd say, like 6 minutes or so. But we have to do one side quest. It's not actually a side quest, but it is a side quest for the purposes of the speedrun, since you can skip it. But we have to do all the quests. And the first quest that is not really optional is the Guns of Anchorage, which, yeah, you get basically tasked, or you are tasked in this simulation to destroy some guns or some big artillery things that the Chinese are using, and it's your mission to kind of infiltrate the base and go in and destroy it. I think you can be sneaky through all this, but of course that's not fast. We're not going to do that. Then when we get up here, the guy who was talking to us at the beginning there, his name is Montgomery, and he is inside of this cave and waiting for us, basically. But we can skip talking to him and skip a huge detour by going up here and initiating time stop right here. Jump off this cliff and down here, and jump on top of this little rock. There we go. And now we have skipped that entire cave, and that's Montgomery's skip. So basically now it doesn't really make sense, because he's supposed to follow you all the way to the guns, but since you didn't talk to him, he's just kind of stuck in there. Or not stuck, but he's just waiting for you to show up, but you won't. Sorry. But it's fine. He will pop up later on at the main camp. Also, these soldiers do a lot of damage, so you want to keep an eye out for health dispensers, which are basically just infinite supplies of health. We will run past one just up this ramp. Please don't kill me. There we go. And then we just keep going. As you can tell, it's fast to just run past them. Don't worry about killing them. You don't gain anything from killing them. I don't even think you gain... You probably gain XP, but you can't loot any of them. So it's pointless. And since we're faster than them due to speed cripple, we can just outrun them as well. But yeah, the first like half of this DLC is just a huge running section until you get outside and you get teleported to the main camp of the army. And when we're there, we are gonna be tasked to do the thing that is basically optional if you're just speedrunning the DLC. But of course we are gonna do it. But first, as I said, we need to grab health first. And here are the big artillery guns. There's 3 of them. And you just plant explosive charges and yeah, wait for them to explode. You see why I don't like this DLC very much? There's really nothing engaging about it. You just run, click, and run. And click.
Okay, maybe like in the speed run, but if you play it casually, it's fun because you get to fight stuff.
I mean, I have to break some news. I actually haven't done a casual playthrough of this game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My flabbers are gasted. I don't believe it. Okay, so then my question to you is, why did you start speedrunning this if you never played it casually?
Well, I always liked Fallout. I've played Fallout beforehand, and I was speedrunning some other games before, but nothing really stuck. And then I was like, yeah, I want to speedrun Fallout New Vegas, but New Vegas seemed too difficult. for a new runner. So I picked up this game instead, and I say I got hooked.
Wow. All right.
So yeah, it worked out. But here's the main camp basically. General Chase was the guy who was talking that we just skipped over everything he said. Then here with the quartermaster, he gives us a weapon and a shotgun. Here we're gonna do a bit of a out of bounds thing. If you jump on top of this little rock, then just quick load twice and you are out of bounds. This just basically leads you in a more straight path to the next place we're going. Which, this is the optional quest I'm talking about. You could finish the DLC right now, but we have to destroy 2 outposts. So there's one outpost over this hill. That there's also a trigger here for soldiers to spawn, but if you use time stop when going past it, they don't. So here there should be soldiers, but there's not. But yeah, we are going to this first outpost to kill a bunch of stealth snipers. Stealth soldiers. They basically look like ninjas in some camo, or not camo, but just kind of invisibility clothes.
The stealth boys, right?
Yeah, it's the effect of stealth boys, but they're not actually using stealth boys. It has something to do with their clothing. But it's the same effect. So here, there's one hiding here. You can barely see him, but he's there. Sometimes they take more than one shot, and when they do, it's really annoying. Because you feel like you're shooting them point blank, but they don't take any damage sometimes. Like here, I don't think he's gonna die. Okay, he did. This guy, though. I missed. There we go. Fill up on ammo and health. Also, you'll see me sometimes holstering my weapon, and you see how I'm at 6 bullets in the magazine. But if I unequip the weapon and then equip it again, it's reloaded. So you'll see me sometimes just holster my weapon and equipping it and unequipping it. That's basically just to reload it. Then it's those 2, and then this guy. There is one more guy here. It's right here, but you don't have to kill him. So he'll live to tell the tale. But we are teleported out of here and back to that tent that we were in before. Now we leave. And now we run towards the next camp. And you're supposed to go that way, but we're not going to go that way. Instead, we're going to go on top of these rocks and hopefully clip. When I was practicing, I was struggling with this a little bit. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So now we're out of bounds. And now that we are out of bounds, we can just take a faster path to the next outpost. This route change was pretty new. It's been a while since we found something new in this DLC, and this was one of them that was found recently. Also jump across these 2 houses, because normally you would, like normally for the speedrun, you would go along the right side on a bunch of out of bounds rocks, but this path is a little bit more straight to the target. Then here also the game is lying to you. These barbed wires don't do any damage, so you can just run on top of them. I guess Bethesda didn't care that much.
Don't do that IRL, by the way.
Yeah,
it will hurt.
Important to state that does not work IRL.
True.
You gotta wear like iron pants or something like that for that to work. Yeah, pants and shoes, because it will hurt. Like basically be a knight, and it will work. But yeah, we plant 2 explosives and then just stand here and spam health dispenser while it's really loud and people shooting at us. That's fine. Don't worry about it. And we're teleported to the tent again. And that completes paving the way. So now we are finally ready to finish the DLC. And now we're gonna have to do this annoying clip again. Let's see if it works a little bit better this time. Nope. I'm also scared I'm gonna accidentally clip inside of the rock, which would be kind of bad. Oh, okay, the game crashed. That,
Rip.
yeah, that can also happen. And as I said earlier, speed cripple gone. For now, I would like to make it up here before I get speed cripple back, though, because I'm scared it's gonna crash again and I'm gonna lose speed cripple. Come on. Sometimes clips works a lot better when you have speed cripple going, because yeah, you're moving a little bit faster, so the game has an easier time just pushing you through collision. But this, oh, there we go. So now make a hard save here, then load the save on top of the rock. Let's see if I get it again. So it has to do with some specific timing. I have to do it while I'm I don't want to die like this, and I don't want to go too early. And sometimes just the boot of the game just doesn't work for some reason, so you gotta close the game and boot it back up again. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, but that's what the estimate is for stuff like this. Come on. Come on. There it is. Perfect. So, now we have speed cripple again. But oh wait, we have to get it twice. Remember? Because now we are slowed down because of our because of speed cripple, basically. Because we did it in this way. So we gotta lose it by dying and then getting it again. So now, when we go back to this save and I pull out the shotgun, we run at speed cripple speeds. Which is very nice. Also, you might have seen me earlier binding my armor to a hotkey. That's one, because I might have to put it on because I was taking too much damage. But also I want to unequip it very quickly, because if you run with armor on, you get slowed down naturally. So we just bind it to a hotkey to be able to, well, not have to go into the Pip-Boy every time. Also, this is the huge skip that Radio talked about before. You can just run on top of this pipe all the way to the end. Normally you would have to go all in there and through a bunch of places and over there to disable this minefield and then reach a door that's over there. But there's an invisible wall right here, so you can't go this way, but luckily they didn't put an invisible wall right here. So at the very end you can walk around it. And here you can... here you enter the final sequence. So, General Jingwei will stab this guy, and he will talk to us, and we have to pass his speed check. Basically, pass this to stand down, and we got it first try. Of course, it says 42%, but that's a lie. That's like more 10%, because that's how often I get it. 40% is a lie. But when he dies, General Chase spawns in, and he tells us, good job. And that is the end of Anchorage. So now that we're out here, we are going to immediately unequip this armor, because, as I said earlier, armor slows you down. And remember, we killed their one of their people before, and yeah, they're now very angry with us. But thing to know, we picked up the winterized power armor. Also here, oh shit, let me just buy my stuff real quick. That's and that to 5 actually. Then that to 1, this one to 2, and this one to 4. Here's an elevator skip, by the way. You can click on that and wait for the elevator, but you can just look down here at this little edge and then interact with a door to get placed at the top. Because the elevator is a lie, it doesn't work as an elevator. But now we are going to go to Germantown. And in the Germantown police station, there's a character named Red who is locked inside of a cage. That was really lucky to get that lockpick. That's a 10% lockpick, by the way. And inside this jail cell is Red. And she says, "Oh, wow, you're rescuing me?" Then we're going to tell her that we should not look for the other people that's also stuck in here. Then we're going to have to do this option that says something about Android and the Commonwealth. If you are a fan of the Fallout series, you know that that is referring to the place where Fallout 4 takes place. And that's because a faction that is in Fallout 4 is also in this game for one quest called the Replicated Man that we are going to do very soon, actually. It's about a bunch of like this group of people that help Synths, basically these humanoid androids, to escape and have a normal life, pretty much. So yeah, we're gonna help them by getting a evil scientist off their back. But for now, we are gonna go towards Oasis, which honestly is a pretty cool quest that I know has a bunch of side content to it, and has a very beloved character named Harold, who's a tree. And the premise of the quest is that Harold wants to die, and we have to help him. But we are not going to help him in a very nice way. Yeah, if you are sensitive to important characters dying, close your eyes in like 2 minutes.
No, Harold.
Yeah, it will be a very sad moment.
No.
But for now, clip inside of a rock, because that's what we do. And do some precise out-of-bounds movement here, because there's a bunch of invisible walls. Well, they're not invisible, but they're invisible from like one side. So you can't see them, but they're there. See how you just ran into one. But this is just to get to Oasis a little bit faster. Then once we get the location, fast travel to it, talk to Tree Father Birch.
I'm so glad
And he will tell us to join in his ceremony. Then just wait 1 hour here. Then go over to talk to him to begin the ceremony.
you have no idea.
So here he basically tells you to drink like ayahuasca or something. I don't know, tree sap, and you get blurry vision. And they have a bunch of dialogue here, but you can of course skip it by quick saving and quick loading. And here it is. Poor guy, Harold. Sorry, buddy.
How could you?
I'm sorry.
Tisk.
Sorry. F in chat for Harold. And they were not very happy. I can see their pain. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Rivet City and not fall off this thing. Rivet City has a bunch of quests and stuff we can do. This is where our dad, voiced by Liam Neeson, by the way, is headed. Or he is here after we rescued him from Tranquility Lane. But first we're gonna do some other stuff. Like, for example, talking to the local doctor about... he's behind the door. About the androids that we talked about earlier. He basically gives us a tape that's related to the androids. And there will be a character in this room that has just spawned in called Victoria Watts. She's a part of the railroad, the people that help synths to escape. And she just wants us to tell the scientist to just, you know, back off and don't mess with us by lying to him. So that's what we're going to do. Here's Dad, by the way, and he's going to say, we have to go to the Jefferson Memorial. And then we're going to be like, yeah, go Dad. Or whatever. This is the intelligence bobblehead. Important to not miss it. This is the scientist that I talked about, Dr. Zimmer. We're gonna lie to him, and he finishes the quest for us. Bada boom, bada bing. Then we're gonna go into this place, the Rivet City Museum, and talk to Abraham Washington. And we're gonna give him the Declaration of Independence that we stole before, and the violin that we took before from a vault, right after the Mothership Zeta DLC.
I love
so
how on the nose his name is Abraham Washington.
It's teasing you. Great name, by the way. But now that we're in here, we're gonna kill Flak for a different quest. And now we're gonna do that interaction cancel fast travel again. So let's see if I can do it. So press E and escape. That was a little early. See if I can get it. That was also early. There it is. Yeah, there we go. And now we can fast travel to the Jefferson Memorial with everybody being mad at us. Very nice. Then here is possibly the most boring quest in the main game, at least. Waters of Life. You have to do it, of course, because it's a quest. It's just really boring. You go back and forth to Dad. He tells you, oh, I have these... go flip this switch to turn on generators. And it's like, okay, Dad, I'll go down into the basement and flip the... Or not, a flood control pump, sorry. But it's pretty cool. You can clip out of bounds here and reach the switch and interact with it. Then here we want to do a fence clip, and that was really smooth. Those fences are really difficult to clip through for some reason. But yeah, that went pretty well.
Good to see you.
Then in here we talk to Dad again. And it's like, yeah, now go down there again and put in these fuses. It's like, why didn't you tell me the first time? Dad is clearly not a speedrunner. Just saying. But yeah, now we go downstairs again. Clip through this fence. It's really easy to clip through from this side for some reason, but the other way it's really difficult. Then here, clip out of bounds. There we go. And then clip here on this fence. There we go. Oh, yeah, and then turn on the mainframe. Important to remember, turn on the mainframe. Hit the switch, quick load once to skip the one line that Liam Neeson says. Then we are gonna run up and go into the drain, go into the intake pipe to drain it. So we go into this notch again to COC back to the entrance, and then head down the hallway to the intake pipe. So this is all going very smoothly so far, in like story-wise. Like, our dad is saved. He is finishing his project. This is his project of his life, pretty much, purifying water. But the evil Enclave are just about to arrive. There we go. The Enclave and Colonel Autumn are here to sabotage everything and take the Jefferson Memorial and the water purifier for themselves. Also here, clip out of bounds and go to the entrance a little bit quicker. But now we have to go back to the Rotunda and save our dad from Colonel Autumn. So if we can clip back in bounds, that would be nice. We have to kill this Enclave soldier. Should also, yeah, repair that with some alien epoxy. Kill that one too. Then in here, we're gonna go into third person when this door closes and talk to Colonel Autumn to skip a bunch of dialogue. Then when he shoots, yeah, he shoots once, then you talk to him again. Then here we can start pushing Dr. Lee to the door, where she will be in just a second. And she's saying the same line all the time. What is he doing in here?
What is he?
What is he? And you have to keep talking to her to make her not run away. But you can kind of let her lines through and get this beat.
What is he? 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 What does he do? What?
Awesome. And just spam E on her until she... Come on.
James.
There we are. Then say, yeah, we have to get the hell out of here. Our dad is dead, by the way. Liam Neeson, R.I.P.
No.
Yeah, I know. So we didn't see any of it, but he died.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah. Oh shit! I shot the wrong person.
Oh no.
Whoops. Sorry. I went to kill these 3 and now talk to Dr. Lee.
Going to need you.
So yeah, our dad is dead. He basically sacrificed himself by activating the purifier, and that releases a bunch of radiation inside of the rotunda, killing the Enclave and Colonel Autumn and himself. So it was pretty noble, if you ask me. But now we have to escape through the Taft tunnels and unite with the Brotherhood of Steel. And we have Dr. Lee accompanying us. But you'll notice that I shot her to basically just knock her down. And that's because when a companion is knocked out and you go into a different area, they just basically respawn at that area. You don't have to wait for them to catch up. And that's exactly what we did. So if you knock her unconscious and then head into the next area quickly enough, she will follow you, and she will do the same thing right here. So when I leave here, she should be right next to me. Okay, she went... That's really unlucky. She went down again because that raider was right there. And him as well. That is mega unlucky. Hopefully... Yeah, there we go.
What
Oh.
is it?
No, didn't want to talk to her. But yeah, just wait 1 hour to make her appear at the intercom. Quick load 3 times to skip some lines. Then in here, we complete Waters of Life, finally. And now we will go into Little Lamplight. So first we're going to dump points into Repair. Need to get that up to 75. Then take Animal Friend. Now, when we're in here, we have to talk to Mayor McCready, who's basically, yeah, a guy who
Hold it right there, lady.
protects this place. We have to convince him to let us in, and that updates our quest to enter Vault 87, which is what we're going to do. And also here we're going to do a very interesting glitch. Do one of you guys want to explain what we're doing right here?
Radio, can you take over this one?
Yeah. So this is called void swimming, which essentially means you can swim out of bounds as long as you want, but you have to keep jumping because you naturally sink in water.
Yeah.
You basically start it by creating like a save out of water and then quick loading in water, and it puts you in this like glitch state while you're out of bounds.
Yeah, and that is the... I think it's the only place in the entire game for any category that we use it. But it's pretty cool. It's a very unique glitch that just lets
I
us...
think it might have one use in all unique apparel
Mm,
for any elite ball knowledge runners.
I should know this because I've ran that category, but I don't. Sorry. It's very... it's used in very fringe cases, but it's cool nonetheless. Also, welcome to Out of Bounds Mania. Here's a bunch of out of bounds that we're gonna do to just move through the vault very quickly. So just clipping through doors, clipping on top of cells, and then jumping across this gap and going in bounds again to then go out of bounds. Go on top of this atrium, jump across a gap, reach this door, hold backwards, clip out of bounds, then run to the Gek. The Gek is it's a thing that the Brotherhood of Steel really wants us to collect. This is the consequence of not having played this casually and listening to the dialogues. I don't know why we collect this, but I know the Brotherhood needs it. And it's inside this room, inside of this cylinder. So we clip in bounds, and then we spin our camera around in third person to reach the Gek. There we go, pick it up. Then clip out of bounds, there we go. And here we are going to do a very special skip called Colonel Autumn skip. So, right now, at this stage of the quest, if I go into this side of the room, a cutscene will trigger. And what will happen is a grenade will fall down, it will explode, and then Colonel Autumn Spoiler, he's not dead. He will spawn, and 2 Enclave soldiers will also spawn. But it turns out if you block him using an item or using anything, his lines will be spoken on top of the soldiers' lines. I have practiced this a little bit just before this, so I hope I will get it. If I don't be mad at me. Let me try it again. I think that was good. So you have to kind of walk into that zone that I showed you, and to trigger, the door unlocking. So we'll see here. If the soldier and Colonel Autumn speaks at the same time, we got it.
Objective is secured, sir.
And we didn't get it. That's very sad. If done properly, it saves around 15 seconds. And it was for a long time banned because it was exceedingly rare to get this, and we had no idea what caused it and how to replicate it. But was it in like 2023 or 24 when someone found a setup?
I think it was like the day after Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
2023. Someone was like, "Oh yeah, just hold this like tin can up" in the original version.
Yeah. So that allowed us to save 15 seconds in the any percent run, which is pretty cool, which is huge, because that run is only 15 minutes long. But yeah, now we're in the in Raven Rock. And here Colonel Autumn is gonna have a speech, and then the president is gonna intervene, and here he's gonna keep saying some lines to us, and how he's like, side with me instead of Colonel Autumn, I'm not as bad as him, I only want to poison the water and make everybody ghouls and stuff, which we're gonna be like, we'll do that, but we won't be doing that. But here we can get our stuff back, and then quick load once to leave the cell, and then it's important in Raven Rock that you don't miss there's only 2 bobbleheads in this game that you can accidentally skip or not be able to get. One of them is this one. You can only get this one if you go through Raven Rock during this quest, because Raven Rock is locked after this quest. And the other one is the one we got in Megaton, which you can lose the chance to get it if you blow up Megaton. But that one is important that you don't miss, because then the run is dead. But here we are just going up these stairs to talk to the president, who is a computer, of course. Then we just do all middle dialogue until it says, I'll give it some thought about, poisoning the water, basically. Then grabbing the poison, and then flipping out of bounds, going back a little bit to hit a trigger, and then we are leaving Raven Rock. I don't think there's much to add here. Also, here you want to use time stop, because this guy has a missile launcher, and if he pulls it out, you're done. But yeah, now we are gonna run to Fort Constantine, and now we're basically collecting the final. We only have 4 bobbleheads left to go, and we're collecting 3 of them right here. So we're going to Fort Constantine, then Deathclaw Sanctuary, and then a unmarked location to get 3 bobbleheads. And I think after that will be a perfect time for a break. So right now we are heading to Fort Constantine, but we're also heading towards the beginning of the Pit DLC. So the Pit starts with a guy basically getting ambushed by a bunch of raiders, and he wants you to follow him to a place called the Pit in Pittsburgh, and it's basically not a very nice place, and he wants you to help him out. And there is this, but as I said, when you interact with him for the first time, he's being attacked by raiders. But there's actually a way to talk to him before the raiders actually attack him. Also, this is where you start the DLC, but he's not here right now. We will go back here later. But yeah, as I said, there's a way to skip having to kill the raiders. There's not that many of them. It's only like 3. But either way, you still skip having to kill them. And the way to do that is by initiating time stop, which again is the glitch where you pull up your Pip-Boy and spam place a marker at the same time. And yeah, and that basically pauses the entire game. The enemies, world rendering, world loading, everything pauses. So if you start time stop around right here, you see this radio tower and these raiders. They aren't really engaged, but here's Werner just chilling. So if we stop time stop and talk to him, he talks to us like we have just killed the raiders. So that's a small skip. He will still be attacked though, but it doesn't matter. He will still appear at the entrance to the pit later. But yeah, now we are getting the bobblehead that I talked about in Fort Constantine. Fort Constantine is a very large place. Someone correct me on this. It's kind of a missile base. Like they have missiles and ICBMs or something.
Yeah, it also has the actual T-51B power armor.
Yeah. Which will come in play later. You'll see why. But we're not going to go into any of the actually interesting parts. We're just going to go into this shack. Then down here and in the safe, there's a bobblehead, the big guns bobblehead that's just chilling.
Commencing lawful.
And then from here, we are going to go to Deathclaw Sanctuary, which, as you can guess, is just a Deathclaw Sanctuary. It's a place that has a bunch of Deathclaws. But luckily for us, the bobblehead is not even close to being in an actually really dangerous part of the cave. Instead, it will be pretty much at the entrance, which is very lucky for us. I noticed kind of a pattern. There's a lot of locations that's meant to be really difficult, but they kind of place the reward either at the entrance or make it really easy for us to reach it from the entrance, basically. Like the Dunwich building was the exact same. I don't know. Blame Bethesda. But on top of this hill, we're gonna drop through a little hole. There's also a guy with a missile launcher that we have to keep an eye out for. Oh, I heard him shoot one missile behind my back. Then this is unfortunate. Because oh, I could still grab it. The bobblehead was underneath the Brahmin, which is, it's really rare that it spawns this way, but yeah, I was just lucky that I was able to see it. And then yeah, clip out of bounds and go back to the entrance. Then up there is the guy with the missile launcher. We have to be really careful here to not break our legs. And not break your leg as in like good luck, but actually break a leg. Yeah. So, and I've had the guy come up over the crest of the hill and shoot me while I'm down here, so I'm using time stop over here as well. Rather be safe than sorry. But the last bobblehead in this little chain is here at the WKML. An unmarked location. That's just kind of a hole in the ground where a guy had a radio station. Or something, I don't know. He has a bobblehead. Explosives bobblehead. And then we can fast travel to the Citadel and we will make our way to the Point Lookout DLC. But this is a good place to pause for now.
Alrighty, I was definitely not about to start talking while muted, but yeah, folks, we're gonna take another quick break because again, we like to promote health and wellness here on Hotfix, and with longer runs, we like to give everyone a chance to stretch and use the bathroom and do all the things you want to do. You got to do for self-care. So we are going to take a quick 5-minute break just to give you all a chance to breathe, and when we come back, we were going to finish up this run of Fallout 3. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Crosshair. We are almost done with our run of Fallout 3 all quests, DLC quests, bobbleheads with spicy tacos. So Spicy, take it away.
Yeah, now we have just finished off pretty much all of the bobbleheads in the run. We have one more bobblehead to grab, and we are just about to start the Point Lookout DLC. So we'll keep going in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So we just fast traveled to the Institute, and now we're heading towards the start of the Point Lookout DLC, which is basically a the start of it is a sort of riverboat, like these old-fashioned riverboats with like a big wheel in the back that takes us to. Do one of you guys know Radio Hydra? Is it Louisiana or Virginia, or where does it take you? Lore-wise.
Actually, I'm not sure where it is.
I was thinking like it's a
think
very
it's-
swampy area, so
Yeah, I think it's the Bayou in Louisiana. If memory serves, it's been a little while since I played it though.
yeah, it would make a lot of sense if it was. But as with most places, there's a person here wanting to talk to us, so we just punch past them to not talk to us. Then friendly Tobar, the ferryman, is talking to us. Then here's another instance. Thank you, Tobar. Here's another instance where we're gonna do some ghost duping. So this is what we did in the beginning of the run. We move stuff over to our own inventory, then we hover over the thing above the things we took out, then click and press A. Did it too early? Or too late, sorry. There we go. It moved over, and this prompt is still open, so now we will move over 8 instead of 6 riverboat tickets. So when we do that, we have enough money to buy 2 tickets. But we also want to dupe one more time, do the same inputs again. There we go. So now we can buy the stim packs, we can buy the refined punga, and we can buy the wild punga fruit, which will come in play in a little bit. Then we will start the DLC. I just want to bind my stuff first. Don't need the Mesmetron anymore. Need to bind the 4 actually, and then bind the alien epoxy to 2 and stimpaks to 2, that one. Then travel to Point Lookout. So as I said, Point Lookout is a DLC that just it takes place in basically the bayou of Louisiana. Probably the best DLC in this game.
Actually, I just looked it up. It's supposed to take place in an equivalent location as Point Lookout State Park, which is in Maryland, not Louisiana.
All right.
Today I learned.
Well, yeah, the more you know. But either way, we're in this place where there's. I'm not too updated on my lore here. Does one of you guys want to talk about it? Like, there's 2 factions here, basically, or 2 groups that don't like each other very much, right? Radio Hydra.
Yeah, I haven't played this DLC in like 5 years. I haven't played Fallout 3 again in 2 years, so I'm a bit rusty.
Yeah, I guess we just know how to go fast. We don't know much about the lore. What we do know though is that there's a cathedral up there, and there's a mansion and a lighthouse over there, and those are the 2 factions or 2 groups that are kind of opposed to each other. And they have some quests. I guess you can side with one and then screw up the other. And we are going to side with the people in the cathedral. But here we grab some meds, and then we grab 3 wild punga. The reason why we bought the wild punga from Tobar is because we want to have 30 of them. Because we're going to use them to dupe later on. So we got 23 from him. We picked up 3 from that. We picked up 3 from that shelf. So now we're at 26. So we need 4 more to go. But inside of that little hole that I just went into is a soil survey for the quest an antique land. There's 2 more that we need to collect, and we will hopefully do so in a very swift manner to complete the quest. I don't really know what the quest is about. I know you collect them and then you turn them into a terminal basically, and you get a reward. Don't ask me about the lore stuff. I truly don't know.
I don't know if it's lore related, but it's based off of a poem by Shelley called Ozymandias, and one of the lines of it is an antique land. That's like the absolute limit of my my point lookout knowledge.
Well, that's better than mine at least. But we discovered the cathedral, and now we basically do pretty much the same thing as we did for the main wasteland, which is just running around, grabbing a bunch of locations, and starting quests. So we will discover this huge mansion. We won't go into the mansion, but we will have to go back to it. Also, the person who lives in this mansion and the lighthouse is a guy called Desmond. He's pretty mad and pretty bitter. Why, I couldn't tell you, but I think he wants us to kind of infiltrate the people at the cathedral for some reason. And he also has a talking brain in his basement. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that, but it's a whole thing. But first we have to go down here to this little sewer thing. Also using time stop to walk on the bottom. Then go in here and flip out of bounds. This whole pipe in this location is for the quest, the Velvet Curtain, which is a pretty long quest and pretty complicated quest. But it was found that if you just go into this pipe and interact with this terminal and leave, you finish the quest. Because this is basically the ending part of the quest. So we just got the Velvet Curtain because it kind of realized that we were doing something related to the quest, and then we finished it. Pretty cool. I think it's about like uncovering some spy or something, but I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go into the lighthouse. The lighthouse is also a out of bounds heavy place because it's just faster that way, and hitting a bunch of triggers to spawn in Desmond will just make us able to talk to him at a later quest stage. You're not supposed to go in here right now, but we are. There's a staircase underneath the floor, and it leads to a door, but instead we can just clip out of bounds here and reach the door. There we go, and now we're inside his basement. And we're gonna drop down here, and then Desmond is gonna spawn in over there. If you look over there, he's gonna spawn in. Oh, there we go. And here you have to jump and go into third person.
Yes, you.
And don't fall too much. And then, yeah, when you talk to Desmond here, it basically updates his quest to a later stage than what it's supposed to be. So that also finishes the local flavor and gives us Walking with Spirits, which is pretty cool. Then here we have to clip back out of bounds in this room. It can be a little bit difficult. Let's see. This room is really difficult to clip through. It's different for everybody. And mine is not very favorable. There we go. Perfect. And we leave, and then we fast travel back to the cathedral, where the people of the cathedral will tell us to go interact with a a seed, I guess, that is related to their religion, or that they worship, or that they want in some way. It's gonna be weird. We're basically gonna get drugged by this weird plant. But on our way there, we are gonna get the other 2 soil surveys for an antique land. And also, while we're in here, we're gonna grab a fusion battery. Did I go the wrong way? No, that's right. We're gonna grab a fusion battery. You might have noticed that I picked up a few batteries at the beginning of this DLC. And that's for a... What's the quest called again? Where am I going? This way. The quest with Marguerite, where you make moonshine. I want to say it's like called moonshine, like just moonshine.
I don't remember what it was.
Anyway, it involves you making moonshine, and for that you need a bunch of fusion batteries and some other supplies that we're gonna get. That we're gonna do at the very end of the DLC, or right before we end the DLC. But yeah, this is the 3rd and final soil survey location, where we just grab the tape and go. And now we are going towards the Sacred Bog. That's what it's called. I pulled that name like from the very back of my memory. I really didn't think I was gonna remember what this is called, but I do. But yeah, the Sacred Bog. It's again a place that's very sacred, and it's very long if you go through it the normal way. But you probably caught on right now. We are gonna not do it the normal way, and we're gonna clip out of bounds instead. So in this corner, you can clip out of bounds. And normally you'd have to go all the way around until you get to over here to get to the actual seeds that you need to get. But instead we are just climbing up here. Remember, we're still out of bounds. And here we're going to do a little clip found by community moderator Noob Salmon, which is pretty cool. Then grab the seeds and we get kind of knocked out. And if you go back the normal way, you're going to see like a floating baby and a bunch of cool hallucinations. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to save here, jump on top of this rock, then clip out of bounds. There we go. The reason I made a save there is it's really easy to clip inside of the rock you're standing on. So just being careful is good. Then, now that we have left that place, we're going to Black Hall Manor, which is a place where a man called Obadiah lives. And he will task us to go find a book that I don't remember the name of. And yeah, that's his quest. Also picking up some yeast here for making moonshine. Also initiating time stop here to be able to walk up to him and talk.
Keep your distance.
Otherwise you'd have to wait for him to stand up.
Good.
Which is a bit slow. So we'll say, I'll get your book. And that will give us the Dark Heart of Black Hall. But first we go back to the cathedral to talk to the people here. There we go. Then we also pick up 3 of those refined punga. So remember, now we have... Also, skills here doesn't really matter. Now we have 10 refined punga and at least 30 wild punga, which is exactly what we want. So here we're talking to Nadine, who's, yeah, kind of just a person that we talk to here. Again, I don't really know the lore, I'm sorry. But here, what is interesting right now is this location. This is Plix Safari. It's basically a guy who just hosts kind of a, you know, those rooms you can go into and just crash everything and destroy things, like release rage. It's kind of like that, but with ghouls instead. And this is where the ghoul mask and the missiles come into play, because we're gonna do the so-called Gigaplick strat. What is the Gigaplick strat? Well, it first involves us equipping the ghoul mask, and then going in. So, when we hit this button, a bunch of ghouls are gonna spawn, but since we're wearing the ghoul mask, they are gonna be friendly to us. And we're gonna abuse that to be able to just kill them all very swiftly. And I'm hoping we can get we can kill 4 out of 5 waves here with missiles. So let's see how this goes. So you just activate it and then go into this corner, then shoot, and then you wait 1 hour for them all to group up and then shoot 1 missile. That looked good. So this is wave 2. Okay, it didn't really work because 1 guy was slow. Let's try it again. That looked better. No, it didn't. Hold on. Let me try it again. There's 1 guy just chilling right there. That's the problem. Maybe if I'm fast enough. I can't shoot. Damn. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't die there. Okay, it didn't really work. God damn it. How am I not dead, by the way?
You're not even not just like not dead. You're still like mostly full health.
It was mostly my arms that got blown up. It didn't really work. And sometimes that happens. It's fine. But you saw the concept anyways.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool once it works. You can, best case scenario, you get 4 out of 5 waves dead instantly. But instead now we have to run around and kill them all as they spawn. So there should be, yeah, 2 more down here. And then that was on target. This is what I mean. The accuracy is not very good. This should be the last one. Yeah. So that was not very good, but it is what it is. Tremendous. And then we finish his quest. So yeah, again, it is what it is. Better luck next time. But now, after we've done that, we are actually gonna start doing the DLC's main story again. And to do that, we go into this cave, and there's gonna be a guy called Jackson, who's basically the leader of the cathedral, and he's talking to a brain. Just follow along. He's talking to a brain. And then we talk to the brain, and it tasks us to do some things to blow up Desmond's house. You'll see what I mean. It's so odd, but yeah.
Aren't we all just talking to brains once in a while? You know?
I mean, well, it isn't really a brain. It's a holograph, like one of those Star Wars things. So yeah. But yeah, we leave, and then we go down to Desmond, who's in his lighthouse. Then we go in and go back out to make him spawn.
I knew it.
Then talk to him, and yeah, just do all the bottom dialogue here. And now we will have the brain person talking in our head.
It is I, Professor Calvert.
Yeah, Professor Calvert. And he's talking about how we're Desmond's basically employee, and we're gonna throw him into the trash. Or throw something into the trash, like Cogwave Jammer into the trash, and then that for some reason causes Devin's house to blow up. Yeah, the game is really broken right now. This is not how this is supposed to go, but it is how it goes right now. And you can tell because Desmond is just standing in there, in the fire, and then he's gonna disappear. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, the book that we talked about earlier, it's in this place, the ritual site. And as always, we go out of bounds, then clip back in bounds, clip back, there we go. Oops. Then we grab the book, and then we clip out of bounds again. I did not mean to go here. Hopefully this still works. I don't know why I'm swimming, but cool, I guess. There we go. Okay, that was odd. We grabbed the book with a confusing name. And now we are going to finally turn in the soil surveys that we collected earlier. It's basically a terminal in this boat that if you turn in the soil surveys, it gives you a reward. Don't know what the reward is, but hope it's cool. Yeah, walking underwater, that's pretty cool. But yeah, we just turn this in, and then we're gonna go straight to the Black Hall Manor and turn in the book, and that's where we're gonna hear the best line in the game, in my opinion, from Obadiah. And you get to... Oh, didn't turn in the quest. Gotta do the top dialogue as well. There you go. Or top option. That turns in the quest. So now, everybody, get ready for the best line in the game. Here we go.
The book.
The book! There we go. We turn in the book, and now we're done. But we're not totally done. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, isn't the best line, Gary?
Yeah, okay. You're totally right. You're totally right.
They're tied for first, we'll say that.
Yeah, yeah, sure, they're tied. But yeah, this is Marguerite. We turn in a bunch of stuff to her to make moonshine, and then we have to wait 24 hours. So everybody, take a sip.
Well, this sounds like a great time for me to jump in and remind everybody that Flame Fatales 2026 is going to be live September 13th through the 19th. If you want to volunteer for the event, all creators can apply to become an ambassador, and community members can submit to volunteer during the event by July 19th. Visit gdq.gg/ff for more info, and you can check out the schedule because the schedule is now live on the Games Done Quick website.
Alright, I wasn't lucky enough to be able to fast travel, so instead we're just gonna have to kill these guys, and now we can fast travel. And now we're actually gonna finish the DLC. So this floor opens up, thank you very much. Then we clip out of bounds, and then we fall out of bounds, and COC back at, or not back, but we have COC at this place, and this is Professor Calibert, and we are gonna kill him. Goodbye, brain. And that finishes the very last quest. So now we are finally finished with Point Lookout. And we have a return ticket, so we can just, yeah, travel back to the wasteland. Oh, and Shorty died. This is important for a quest called... he has to die, I'm sorry, but he has to die for a quest to finish. So, yeah, rip Shorty, but it was for a good cause. I'm sure it was a sacrifice.
His life was cut too shorty. But
yeah, true. But now it's time for the most mid DLC, the pit. And it's not mid as in like it's just like it's good, but it's not as good as the other ones. It's decent. But the first thing we do is to kill that one person. It's just basically a way to move Werner from here to the... We have to talk to him at the very end of the DLC, and the way he gets there is by killing that person, because, yeah, otherwise he will get stuck. For a while, when we didn't know that you could kill that person, we ran in third person here, so we ran like this, because you run a little bit slower, or you don't run at speed cripple speeds. And that was just so Werner could finish talking while we were running towards the entrance. So yeah, he would appear at the very end. But we found that you can just kill him or kill that person he talks to. And that saves a bunch of time. Also here, you're meant to go into that gate and you can get all your guns and equipment. But instead you can just clip in over here. There we go. And then we're in. Now that we're in here, we're gonna talk to Medea,
Werner sent you, didn't
who is basically the protagonist of this this DLC. And that also gives us the quest Unsafe Working Conditions. And usually if you do this normally, you would go to Medea and talk to her now, instead of going to the Steelyard, but we are going to Steelyard first. And the reason you go to Medea first is because this door is locked. But we can clip through this with... I was almost through there. There we go. Very inconsistent clip, but when you get it, it's very satisfying. And what we're doing in here is collecting 10 steel ingots, which is a part of the quest. So it's just faster to do it now instead of later, because we're gonna have to go back to Medea. We'd have to go back and forth. So we collected 2, that's 4, that's 6. Come on, there we go. 6, this is 9, and 1 more makes 10. So we hope we can fast travel. We can. Also, yeah, that's one thing we haven't talked about at all, which is my bad. But if you can wait, like I'm spamming T right now to pull up the wait menu. If you can wait, you can also fast travel. I haven't made that very clear, but yeah. If you see me pull up the wait menu a lot, it's because I've checked if I can fast travel or not. But yeah, now we talk to Medea, and there we get a pop-up for having already collected the ingots. Then Asher will have a speech here, but you can actually clip out, clip into this corner, and then clip out again. And you just make it past the invisible wall. And then he will say, Madam.
Madam.
There you go.
The rest of you.
Madam. That's basically his final line that just lets you enter the next place. And now we are going to fight in the arena. Yeah, there's an arena in this DLC.
So you're the dumbass scab that signed up to fight.
This doesn't make sense, by the way. I was way past her and she still talked to me. That was why I punched past her, because she wouldn't talk to me, but I guess waltz is just optional. But yeah, we talked to Phaedra. She puts us into the fight. And then here we just kill these 3. So normally you would have very scarce supplies here. So you would have to go back and forth to the Steelyard to get more ingots. So, oh, the game crashed. But you would have to go back and forth to the Steelyard to get more ingots in order to get more supplies to kill people. Oh shit. This is not good. That black screen there, it means that the game is... or the save is a bit corrupt. Let me see, can I go... Maybe this one is good? No? Okay.
Oh no.
But this is why we come prepared. I have backup saves.
Yay!
Yay! We can finish the run. Hooray. Let's see. Should be... Yeah, I have a bunch of saves. Why are you questioning? Here. Game? What is happening?
Oh no.
Wait. I think... Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Okay. Whew.
Welcome to Fallout 3.
Scared me there for a minute.
Yeah, trust me, I was getting sweaty. But yeah, now we have to get Speed Cripple back. Hooray. So we're back to the cliff. We should also probably say that you don't have to get Speed Cripple this way. You can also use a missile launcher, which is commonly referred to as Missile Cripple, which is way more preferred normally, because the timing is way easier. But this looks cooler. So that's why we're doing it. And the consistency for me haven't been great with Missile Cripple, so we're doing Cliff instead. But as you can tell, game is not the nicest to me. There we go. Got it. But oh yeah, we have to get it twice. I think. Wait. No, we don't. No, we're fine. Okay. Don't crash the game again, please. So as I was saying, kill these 3. Then normally you would have to go back and get a bunch of supplies. But we are not going to do that because we already have all of our stuff. So we're fine. You can just use the alien blaster. So that's the Bear Brothers, and then we have one more fight.
Not bad, Grinder. Not you again.
One more fight against Gruber. He took 1 shot to the head. So yeah, now we become the champions of the pit, basically. And now we are invited to Asher, who's the the top guy of this place. We are invited to his home, basically. I just remembered that this is a whole different character, so my skills are, or my perks are in a different order. I have different perks here. Whatever, we're fine. But yeah, this DLC is really short because yeah, it's almost done already. We basically just have to talk to Asher, and that finishes the DLC. But there is a pretty nice skip that you can do with time stop. So normally when you go into his office, he and his henchmen will have a discussion, and you will have to sit there and wait and quick load to skip a bunch of dialogue. But if you use time stop before you enter the hallway, then you're fine. Also, here's Werner. And we just dismiss him. Goodbye. But you have to talk to him. So right here is where you use time stop. And you see the guy that you're supposed to talk to standing right next to him, but they don't talk, so you can talk to Asher. And yeah, that finishes the final quest. So now we are ready to leave the pit. And we have one more DLC remaining, which is the Broken Steel. But before we get there, we are gonna go back to our home, our Vault 101, to finish a quest called Trouble on the Home Front. So Trouble on the Home Front is having problems, some overseer problems, and they need someone to fix it. It's kind of a civil war thing. And the way we're going to solve it is by running up these shelves, then making it so the overseer just pops down right here. Then we're going to convince him that he should let the rebels take over, pretty much. So we just come in here, talk to him, and fail that speed check twice. RNG manipulation, I promise. There we go, told you. Then we have to go in and talk to our bestest friend in the world, Amada.
I just.
And there we go. And it kind of, finishing the quest this way kind of banishes us from ever coming back. But we know it was for a good thing, so worth, I guess. So yeah, there it says leave Vault 101 forever. Very sad, but it is what it is. It's the fastest way to complete the quest. You could alternatively like destroy their water supply and make it so they are forced into the wasteland. That also finishes the quest, but it's a little bit slower, so we don't do that. It's like the one good thing that we do in this run. Now it's time to talk about Riley's Rangers. Also, very loud sound effect. So Riley's Rangers is a quest that allows us, or that is, there's basically these rangers that are stuck on top of a hotel, and you have to get them out by fighting a bunch of super mutants. And these rangers are Riley's Rangers. Also, by the way, we're looking for a quantum still. Quantum? Nope. Okay. We'll have one more chance for a quantum when we clip out of bounds here. I was through. God damn it. Let's try it again. But we're still looking for a quantum because the most annoying quest in the game casually is probably the Nuka-Cola challenge. Yeah, there is one here. Which basically tasks you to collect and hand in 30 Nuka-Cola quantums. But this is why we collected those wild panga fruits earlier, because we need those in order to dupe the Nuka-Cola quantums. But we need to find a quantum first. And it needs to be a quantum that spawns in a container. Like, it has to actually spawn inside of a vending machine. It can't just spawn in the wild or on the ground, and then, yeah, it doesn't work. So yeah, still looking for a quantum. Worst case scenario, there's a place where you can just kind of reset a cell over and over until we get a quantum, because the way the game sort of calculates what it should give you is it kind of looks at, yeah, have you entered this cell before, and the first time you enter a new area, that's when it loads in all the stuff that's in containers. So if you can just make a quick save outside and then go in and check a container, it doesn't have the thing you want, you can load a quick save that was outside and, yeah, check again, because the items will have been reset. Also, here's a bunch of out of bounds stuff to get on top of this piece of rubble. Come on. Come on. Good, and then we can jump over here and enter the second floor. Then here's also a bunch of out of bounds to just, yeah, get up a little bit faster. Normally, I will tell you, normally you can just run up those stairs. Of course. Don't mind me cheating.
Cheating? What? I don't see any cheating going on.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh no.
God damn it. So, I wanted to say, normally you can run up these stairs to go to the second floor, but I'm gonna do something else that looks cooler. So you gotta go into third person to be able to see where you're going. You wanna stand on this corner. Fell off. You wanna stand on this corner and then look up in third person and jump. And when you do that, you're able to reach this chair on the second floor. And now you're in bounds again. Congrats.
Wow.
So yeah, normally you can just run up those stairs and clip inbounds, but that doesn't look as cool. Also clip on that little, yeah, window, on that window. And now we're at the top floor, and we're at Riley's Rangers. Using time stop here to just get to this elevator before they talk to us. Then we repair the elevator with a fusion battery. And what are you doing?
Where?
What? What?
Hey.
So now we're at the top floor, and we need to talk to the Rangers upstairs. What are you laughing at? This is nothing. Nothing went wrong. What do you mean?
Oh, I'm just laughing at something that happened earlier today.
Yeah. Happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, we repair the elevator, and now we kill them. But we let one guy go through, so we're not all bad, because for some reason that doesn't fail the quest. Whatever, they're dead. RIP is faster than letting them live and fighting their way through. But we didn't fail the quest, so we're fine. And now we are just gonna go back to Riley and tell her how it went, the whole thing. Fine, that's how it went. Got out safe and sound. There we go. Clip it. Let's check one more vending machine. Didn't have one. I think that's gonna be the last one we check. That's not sort of going out of our way to get a quantum. So If you haven't got a quantum up to this point, it's bad RNG, and you're allowed to complain. Which I can definitely do because this is on well record pace, totally. Don't mind me cheating earlier, but you
Or
did see
using a
that.
separate save file.
I don't know. I mean, I have 2 mods in here with me. Surely they don't care.
You look like you've been through.
You can verify your own runs, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Also here, if you're cool and you don't want to run up the stairs, you can go into third person and jump on top of this thing and reach the door from down here. It's only Hydra that discovers strats like this. There we go. But it's pretty cool. There we go. And now we are finally, after like 2.5 hours, we're finally gonna talk to 3Dog. One of the most liked characters in Fallout, I think. Yeah.
You mean Nazir?
Who? Sorry,
Nazir from Skyrim. It's the same voice actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no clue. But he's pretty cool in both games as far as I remember. Oh yeah, this is also really funny. It says it looks like it's all clear, unlocking the doors, but there's a super mutant behemoth over there somewhere, hiding. Okay, he is over there, but it's all clear, don't worry about it. It's because we have done this all out of order. This is why this happens. But yeah, here's 3Dog.
The look on your face says.
And he's gonna tell us a bunch of stuff, but the point that we want to get to is him just saying, "Hey, can you go upgrade my radio?" And we're gonna say, "Hell yeah! I already have the radio dish, so we're fine." Also, here's a cool clip on this corner. Here's a cool clip on this corner. Here's a cool clip on this corner. There we go. Then leave. And now we are not gonna upgrade his thing yet. We are gonna finish the game. Because as I said, the Broken Steel DLC starts after you have finished the game. So we first have to finish the actual main story. And to do that, we are just gonna go into the basement of the Citadel, where our bestest friends in the world are waiting for us.
All I'm saying is
And here we're just gonna quick load a bunch of times to skip a bunch of dialogue. Then old guy's gonna talk to us. And then they're gonna talk a little bit more. And then Sarah Lyons is gonna talk to us. Just a bunch of dialogue. There we go.
before we get started.
I didn't want to take the power armor, but okay, thank you. Then they will talk a little bit more.
Okay.
And here you want to keep a lookout on his head. You see how his head turns to the left every time? And when it stops turning, that's when you can stop quick loading. And now Liberty Prime will go into the stratosphere to help us in the fight against the Enclave. Because remember, we're at a war right now with the Enclave. It's supposed to be pretty epic. I say supposed to be because we're not going to be a part of it. Well, we are, but we're just going to skip all the way to the end. But to initiate the Broken Steel DLC properly, we have to spawn in Sarah Lyons and tell her in the rotunda to tell her, like, yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice myself to start the rotunda and purify the water. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're running back to the Jefferson Memorial because we don't have the fast travel point. So normally you would walk with Liberty Prime through DC here and all the way to the memorial. But instead, by the way, you can stop hop out of water, and it looks pretty cool. But normally he would go over here and he would destroy one of these force fields so you can go in. But luckily Bethesda left a speedrunner-sized gap that we're able to go through. They must have had us in mind, I promise. Just over here. Just jump in here and quick load once and twice, and you're in. So here, when we go through this door, we want to turn around and go back out and talk to Sarah Lyons, because she's going to be right next to us. That just makes her stay here a little bit longer. So just go in, go back out, talk to her. You just spam E on her, and she says one line. And then when we go in here, we talk to Colonel Autumn, and we're going to tell him to give up his plans and just stand down. He's going to agree. And then Sarah Lyons is going to spawn.
You're just going to let him leave?
And then here, this initiates the final part of the quest. We just push Sarah Lyons into the this room. So she talks to us, and then I'll say, yeah, I'll do it. I'll start a purifier. And here we'll input 216 and press enter. So now we have technically finished the game. But we still have some DLC content left and some spare quests. But now we will be treated to a cutscene that will be... it will not take too long, but there isn't really much to say about it. The one thing to note is that you can actually skip it if you play in full screen. So if you play in full screen and you alt tab out of the game, it will skip the cutscene. It is not allowed in speedruns, but it is something you can do if you're playing casually and you don't want to watch the cutscene. It's not too long. It's like a minute and a half tops. But yeah, I take my headphones off here, by the way, because it's very loud for me. It probably won't be for you, but yeah.
End of this long road, that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues, sacrifice.
But yeah, so how are you guys doing?
Into the irradiated control chamber of
I'm good. I'm having fun.
the child followed the example
Well, good.
of the father,
I'm having fun too.
sacrificing life itself.
We're doing very well. We're doing better than I was expecting. Actually, so this is
Thankfully, when selected by the
this should be
sinister
fine.
president to be his instrument of annihilation, the wanderer refused.
Just hope nothing
Humanity, with all its
extremely bad
flaws,
goes wrong in
was
the
worthy
final
of
20
his
minutes.
fate.
Because that's how long is left.
Flowed at
Not
last,
too much.
free
So
and pure for any and all. The
There we go.
Capital Wasteland, at long last, was saved.
there we go.
So ends the story of the lone wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend.
True, very
But
true.
the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.
He said the thing.
He said the thing. Oh my God,
He said the thing.
All right.
It would be really funny if at the end he says, "In war, that's never happened before."
True. Yeah, they should reshoot those lines just for that, honestly. I know it's been like 18 years, but whatever. But yeah, now we wake up in Broken Steel a few weeks after the fight with the Enclave. Remember, now the war with the Enclave is supposed to be over. You're gonna realize it's not. But yeah, Elder Lyons is basically gonna tell us, yeah, go talk to the guy, to Paladin Tristan in the Rockland tunnels that we walked past and discovered earlier. But first we need to talk to Scribe Rothschild, who's just hanging out.
Well, it's good.
And he's gonna give us a bit of a recap on what's happened. But we're just gonna quick load here. 12 times. I'm not counting, but I'm just hoping that I'll land on 12. There we go. Just skip a bunch of dialogue and say goodbye. And now we leave.
You honor us with
And we will... I fell off. And we will start by doing 2 side quests. Can I jump up this? Thank you. We will start by doing 2 side quests for Scribe Bingsley. I think his name is. There's basically a cult that's been causing Bigsley, that's his name. That's been causing trouble in Megaton, and there are people stealing purified water. So we have to go take care of both of those tasks. Also, here's a pretty cool clip, found by Hydrosonics, of course. Pretty cool. Thank you. Then right here, talk to this person, and she will talk about Rivet City, and talk about the people who have been raiding the water supply. Then from here we fast travel to Megaton, because we are now heading to the cultists, who's been wreaking havoc or something. I don't know what they've done, but they need to be annihilated. And I guess it just dies with the cult dies with the leader, because if you kill the leader, that's enough. We need to kill this guy first to get the key. And down here, just kill the leader. And that's the end of that.
In fairness, that did kind of work with Caesar's Legion in New Vegas.
Yeah, true.
Kinda.
Kinda, yeah. Something like that. But also now, yeah, you see how there's explosions and stuff like that. Yes, that apparently the Enclave are not... They haven't backed out of DC for some reason. But they're still fighting. But we're fine, I guess. The Brotherhood doesn't seem to be worried, so neither should we. But we need to kill these two... there's 2 Enclave soldiers up here. Because down below us is some people related to the quest regarding the people who've been stealing water. They are basically down here fighting some... yeah, see, Bandit is his name. He has to be evil. And he has this tape on him, new meeting place. And we're gonna use that to get us the location of the leader, Split Jack. And then Split Jack is here, and then we just kill him. And his... Okay, I don't know how she took 4 shots to the back, but okay. But yeah, now we've taken care of Split Jack, and we go talk to the officer again. There we go, and now we can go back to Bigsley and turn in our 2 quests. And that will be the end of the waterway is what the quest is called, and something else. There we go, and now I'm very heavy because he gave me a bunch of armor that I don't want. There we go. Just drop all of that, do this little clip again. There we go, and then we leave. And now we are finally going to plant the Virgo dish. Finally. So, Free Dog has been waiting centuries for this. We finally decided to do it. So we just use this elevator here. There is actually a way to skip this elevator ride. But the trick to doing it is really difficult. And even if you do it properly, it doesn't even save that much time. So I guess I could have shown it off, but it's not very interesting. I guess I can show it right here, because if you clip through the floor in that area we were just in, you will appear at this door. That's here. There's a random door here for some reason. And you have to get up there. And you get up there by climbing on this line, or this string. But I didn't want to do that, so we're just not gonna do that. But instead we are gonna do the quest, the Amazing Aqua Pura, I think it's called, right, guys?
Aquacura.
Aquacura. There you go. which is basically a quest that is about a guy who sells radiated water that he claims is purified. And he's basically running a scam, but instead of stopping the scam, we are just gonna join in and take a cut of the things that he's, of his profit, basically. But we go down there to grab a tape that we're gonna listen to, and that spawns in Griffin at the Museum of History. Or it doesn't spawn him in, but it does update the quest, so we can talk to him about getting a cut. So here we talk to Griffin, and yeah, we pass that speed check, then talk to him again. Then, yeah, we basically join in on this scam, and that completes the quest. Also, here's Winthrop. He always loses time. Because he talks to you, and you don't want to talk to him. So right here is a guy called Mr. Crowley. He tasks you to go around and killing 3 people and turning in their keys to him. They have special keys. But for some reason, if you get his quest, then drop the winterized power armor that we got from Operation Anchorage, that has nothing to do with this, drop it and pick it up. That finishes the quest. Radio probably has a better idea why that is than I do, if you mind explaining.
So when you kill the 3 people, it unlocks like the basement area of Fort Constantine, where you get the winterized T-51 power armor. And I assume Bethesda, in their infinite wisdom, just like copy-pasted the normal power armor to the winterized one. So it like updates the quest like the exact same.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I don't know if thank you, Bethesda laziness. But yeah, here we are gonna talk to Three Dog, and we're finally gonna turn in his quest. Thank you very much. And since we didn't get a Nuka-Cola Quantum at a vending machine, we're instead gonna go to the Super Duper Mart and first check these 2. Don't blow up. Okay, that was weird. No quantum, but we will check in here now, and this is what I mean. I checked this vending machine, but I've made a quick save outside, so when I go back in again, there will be a new set of inventory. Or a new, it will be randomized again every time I do this. So we're just hoping for a 10% chance that a quantum spawns. There we go. And then we do the same thing as with the ghost duping. We hover over this and click on it and press A in quick succession, like that, and then take out 30 Nuka-Cola Quantums from this vending machine. So there we have enough to finish the quest. So we're gonna go to Girder Shade, and here we're gonna talk to Sierra Petrovna, which you will know from Fallout 4 if you've played the Nuka World DLC. This is the same character. She's basically obsessed with Nuka-Cola Quantum, or Nuka-Cola. And she's gonna tell us to find 30 of those Quantums, but we already have all of them, so we can just turn them in. And that finishes the quest. And now we're gonna go to Paradise Falls. Here's Grouse is gonna talk to us and finish the Strictly Business quest. And we're also gonna get the final bobblehead of the run, which is gonna be right in here. Also, we have to talk to this guy because there's a quest in this place where we basically free a bunch of children from slavery. So this is like also a good thing we do in this run. We actually free a bunch of children. We buy them and become kind of their mom, I guess. And then we just set them free.
You want something?
So now we've bought the kids for 2,000 caps, or yeah, 1,200 caps. And now he will be chilling right here.
What the hell, lady?
What the hell, lady? And yeah, we leave, and talk to him again,
Well, I guess that's
and then he's free. Goodbye, Sammy. And now it's time to finish the last Broken Steel story-related one, the story-related quests that all involve Paladin Tristan. So first here, there's a outpost, Chinese communist outpost that we're assaulting. We're having, yeah, we have a bunch of guys here, and the key thing about this area is that we want to progress Liberty Prime, that's this robot, far enough ahead so that he, yeah, destroys some things for us. So we're just waiting here when he finishes his animations to just move him further ahead. Then we wait a little bit until it says communist. There we go. Then we quick load once, and then we wait again. Then wait 1 more hour. 1 more hour. You gotta kind of listen until you will hear him punch rocks. Punch rocks. Okay, we didn't hear him punch rocks, but yeah, that wasn't a very good skip. But he punches a hole in the building, and you can hear that. And then he says something about satellites and stuff, and that's the end of the skip. And now we're just saying goodbye to Liberty Prime. Goodbye, sir. Oh, 07. He's fine though. He will come back in Fallout 4. So don't worry about it. But yeah, we're just waiting for the door to unlock. He has to finish talking. There we go.
While we're doing the end of the run here, did you want to do shoutouts?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to shout out first off, the entirety of the Fallout speedrunning community. All those guys over there have helped me throughout the years to just get better and better at the game, and yeah, always a very nice group of people that you should definitely join if you're interested in learning how to speedrun this game. I personally also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/SPICCYTACOS. So yeah, come over and check me out over there, and of course also check out Radioactive and Hydrosonics because they're just awesome. So why aren't you following them? You should. I'm ashamed of you, but it's okay if you do it now. Also, when we're leaving here, there's this little guy that's... Oh, yeah, actually. There's a robot over there. Die. There we go. You have to kill him in order to fast travel. So yeah, we went to Rockland Tunnels, and we got some information for Scribe Rothschild. That he will be very happy that we collected. You will see him being very over the moon. Should be, yeah. He's in here hugging the elder.
I can't believe it.
He can't believe it. My God.
I trust you've spoken with...
Yes, I have spoken to Rothschild Elder Alliance. And now we go talk to Tristan again. And he is going to tell us to go to a place called Old Only. Which is that place we ran through like 2.5 hours ago with all the death claws and stuff, where I showed off how powerful the alien blaster is. We're going back to that place, but we're going into the underground and collecting the Tesla coil, which, I don't know, he needs for some cool experiments of him in his backyard. I don't know. He needs it in any case. And this should be the second to last quest in the game. Remember, we're aiming for 58 quests completed at the very end. I'm really hoping that I didn't miss one. Although I'm kind of cheating because this is a practice save, but you can still pretend that it's a risk that I didn't get those in the beginning.
I saw no cheating, so
Yeah, I mean, neither did the mods, so we're fine. But yeah, once we're here, clip on this little rubble here to go out of bounds. Again, to just take a straighter path to the place we're going. And don't mind just jumping into the abyss, because it's fake. It just doesn't load in the place for some reason when you're looking at it from different angles. And yeah, now we're entering the place where the Tesla coil is hiding. Also, there's a bunch of Enclave guys here, which are they're dangerous. There we go. Open this door. Then use this switch on the wall. Then here you're supposed to like flip a bunch of switches to deactivate the electricity, but you can just grab it. Like, I don't know. That's again, don't try this at home.
yeah, don't try that for real. You will you'll be shocked by the results. But I'm
True. Exactly. But yeah, that was the Tesla coil, and now we are gonna talk to Paladin. I was about to say Paladin Dance, but no, that's Fallout 4. Paladin Tristan, that's his name. And he is gonna tell us to take a train ride to the final part of Broken Steel, which is basically a huge Enclave base that they kind of use as a home base, I guess. It's point is we have to infiltrate it and destroy it, and that's going to be our final task. And to get there, we are going to go into this metro station and immediately clip out of bounds, like we have done so many times now. And when I say immediately, I mean like attempt number 5. And then leave, because this is a different metro than we went in through. Also here we have to blow up this bus because there's a bunch of super mutants with missile launchers and stuff. So just blowing up the bus kills all of them. No need to worry. Then right here we go into the sewers, or into the utility area. And yeah, we're just making our way through here. I think this is also going to be the last out of bounds section, so you better enjoy it while it lasts. Clip out of bounds on these stairs, then keep quick floating to make it to this track, railroad track. Then we basically walk on top of everything, and then we are gonna drop down from here to a lower level. And don't fall in between here. I've done that before and I've lost a run to that, so don't do that. But yeah, just keep running here and until you get to this door that you can unlock by talking to a terminal. This terminal that's right here, but you can just unlock it if you have a lockpick high enough. Of course, that was the first skill we dumped our points into. So yeah, we can do that pretty easily. Also, when we're coming up to the train here, you are supposed to insert some fuses to unlock the doors, but you can just reach the console in order to trigger the train ride from outside. There's also a sentry bot here that can blow you up, so I'm gonna be careful to kill him first. There we go. So here, you can just interact with this by going into third person, and that triggers the train ride. Okay. I think it's pretty well known that this POV right here is just a helmet that they put on your head. I'm not gonna bother showing it because I partly I don't know how to do it, but it's pretty well known. and it looks pretty funny. And it just kind of drive you through the metro to make it look like you're driving a train.
I actually did not know that.
Well, there you go. It's pretty unique. I don't know how to show it off though. I wish I did. Maybe next time. But yeah, now we're just running towards the Enclave Crawler, which is yeah, a huge base on Enclave base on what are those things called that are on tanks? You know, tanks don't have wheels; they have those things.
Like tracks.
Tracks, yeah. Yeah, we have to go in there and destroy it. So, normally you would go into that tower over there and flip a switch to extend a staircase in order to reach the door. But it was discovered that you can put a piece of armor underneath the stairs and reach the door from below. And then it was found that you can use time stop over here, because you can see it's kind of not loaded correctly. If you use time stop over here, you can just kind of walk into the whole thing and jump into it, and you'll be, yeah, you will be able to reach the door. So just jump and leave that, and now you're here. You can reach the door. Hydrosonics, the goat, found this as well, which is great because I hated the other strat where you have to put a piece of armor underneath. It was really bad, but it's great now. But yeah, now we are in the crawler and we have to kill this person because they have a key. Oh, there we go. And now when we're here, we're going to be on top of the entire crawler. Instead of going around that way, we can just clip through here and not get stuck inside of the beam. That would be nice. There we go. Much better. That's like the last major trick in the run that can kill the run. There's also a pretty new trick at the very end before we enter the vertibird. But I'll show that off as well. But before we do that, we have to choose where we are going to send our targeted strike. And unfortunately, we are going to choose the Citadel, because the final cutscene in the vertibird is shorter if you blow up the Citadel. So we're technically blowing up our allies. Yeah.
Evil.
You could call this just evil % instead of, yeah, all quests, DLC quests, bobbleheads. But here, when the vertibird lands, Sarah Lyons is going to come out and talk to us. But if you just stand here and spam E, you should be able to enter the... There we go. You're able to enter the vertibird without talking to her. And here they're talking to the Citadel. I'm not getting contact. I wonder why. Oh yeah, there's actually one more trick here. To finish the final quest, you can just fast travel away and wait. But if you fast travel away and buffer W as you're fast traveling, you will walk into the guy that finishes the quest and fast travel immediately. But you have to do it in that way, because if you talk to him, they all aggro onto you because you blew up their base. But doing it this way, you get away and finish the quest immediately. So the run is going to end when I place the bobbleheads on the bobblehead stand in Megaton. So be ready on time.
What the hell?
Oh shit, I messed it up. No. Okay, hold on. I actually didn't mean to do that. Okay, there we go. Okay. Of course. Okay, time is coming up in 3, 2, 1, time.
GG's. Oh, that's very satisfying to see them all pop up at once.
Yeah. Now, we just have to check. Do we have 58 quests completed? And we do. Perfect.
Nice. Well
very
done.
Nice, very nice.
But yeah, thank you again for being on the show. This was awesome, and quite a treat having Fallout 3 back on. So thank you again for being here and for showing it off.
Yeah, of course, always.
Yeah. Well, folks, all good things must come to an end, and so too it must be that Crosshair come to an end this evening. But fear not, because the GDQ Hotfix, which is also a good thing, is not over yet, because coming up next is Speedruns from the Grip, so stick around for some spoopy speedruns. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Crosshair, and as always, folks, no matter what your dreams, goals, or hopes are in this world, always keep them in your crosshair. We'll see you next time.